And we're back.
Cubole. Welcome in, everybody.
Yo.
Welcome into the
Oh wait,
show.
we gotta
Oh, what?
switch that off.
Oh, shoot. Let me turn it up. Hold
I
on.
was like,
Got you. It's because it's hot, man.
I
It's
like
hot.
that's why I was thinking we're supposed to be sweating right now. We're not sweating because the AC was on.
I know. It's getting hotter. It's getting hotter.
It's getting
Shout out to everybody in the
hot
chat.
here.
Shout out to everybody in chat, including that little mija right there, Angel.
Hey.
Angel likes to
We got-
make himself look like a man by typing like a hyena.
We got the cheerleaders in the house.
cheerleaders.
We got the cheerleaders. Everybody give a round of applause.
Give a round of applause to little Angel right there, watching me. I'm not gay, Angel. Get off the nuts, homie.
It's crazy, bro.
That's one of their little trolls, but that's cool. I'm gonna leave him in the chat though, because he likes to watch men, real men. Anyways,
They gotta do
hey,
that once in a while.
appreciate you guys' time. Appreciate you guys if you guys are we're working hard today or
Definitely,
yelling at the
definitely.
kids.
That's right.
Arguing with your wife, arguing with your husband.
Yep.
Whatever you guys were doing. Appreciate you guys' time.
Definitely.
How was your day, Norbies?
It was good, man. Like you said, it was hot. It was a bit long, but for the most part, I feel good. We're here. We're here, and we're here with the audience, the chat, and it's good, man. You know what? I was looking forward to this because after our last live, our emergency live, we got a lot of noise out here.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people got upset. A lot of people got their panties in a bunch.
I don't know why they're getting upset for it. Like, there's no reason to get upset at the truth, you know? A lot of people just are behind the camera and they're not really out here in the street. And they put out this persona that they're these people, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, they're yelling out these gang things and talking about gangs and talking about politics and prison, but they're not out here.
Yeah,
They're not at any malls. You don't see them at downtown when all the shit's going down.
Yeah.
You don't. They're nowhere to be found. You know.
You made them go back through their file cabinet to look there for their contracts, and then see. Wait a minute. Let me see if Marvelous is right.
It wasn't
here.
in my gangster contract.
Let me
Huh?
see if Marvelous is right
It
here.
wasn't in my gangster contract.
And for the most part, I mean, I think you called out people, and it's funny because you didn't really mention too many names, but a lot of people felt that glass slipper was meant for them.
Yeah, you had the Cali Legends make a video on me.
Yeah.
That fool, and I hate to give him a shout out, but hey, it is what it is. You know, that fool needs to worry more about his health and throwing up blood. Like, he needs to really watch himself.
I don't think he's gonna do that, bro. I mean, last I remember, he had a lot of gray hair, and now he has a lot of black hair. So I think he's relying more on other.
He dyes his hair.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, you could see like an episode from like maybe a year ago, and you could see the gray, and now all of a sudden he's got black hair. I mean, okay.
They were calling him out on his comments, saying, "Hey, I thought you say you know Marvelous, and then you say you don't know Marvelous, and then you say he's from the hood, and then you say he's not from the hood, and it's like you're talking to a dude that doesn't know me."
The guy has more contradictions in the Bible.
Yeah, and he got himself in trouble. You know, he got himself marked out for when I first met him at the Hat for talking about stuff he shouldn't be talking about, naming names of people he shouldn't talk about, and he got warned for that.
Yeah.
You know, and then he got checked for that.
Hey,
and then
low-key-
he got told not to speak on me.
Yeah.
And then and it's the views, homie.
Hey.
It's the view. People they hashtag my name or whatever, and they get money. They get paid for those views, you know.
Yeah, but low key, I think he was jealous of you that you have me here because he mentioned me quite a lot of times in there.
He mentioned you. He's jealous of who? Norbies.
He's like,
Norbies.
I don't know why you have that guy Norbies on there. I don't know why he's there with you or why you have him there. He's not helping.
Well, you're my. You know what? You're in my show now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pretty
On the
much.
podcast. But you're my computer tech guy. You're my camera guy. Like,
Yeah.
what does he mean? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I sense a lot of jealousy.
You know
towards
what it was though? That's exactly what you're saying. Because not that I wanted to be like I'm not a spokesperson for my neighborhood at all.
No.
It's been here before me.
Yeah.
But what he said is he specifically said whenever I Google Marvelous or Maravilla or whatever, his face pops up and his face like, so what? Like, who cares? You know, like
Well, I mean, the thing he doesn't understand, and I think because he hasn't looked it up, he hasn't looked at how far back you've been on YouTube.
I've been on YouTube before all these dudes.
You have been here before all these dudes, and I think that's what confuses him because he hasn't done that research to see why do they see Marvelous. Like, bro, you've been here more than 15 years on YouTube. That's what I think he doesn't know that part. That's why he's confused why so many people.
And then the podcasters that have had me, whatever they put on their, what do you call it when you put the name of the video?
The description.
The description?
Yeah.
That's not me putting the description.
No.
And then he says it like if I'm telling them to put that, might be a gang member, they put that.
But
Their generation, they put that.
I think he knows that
You know what
because
I
he
mean?
puts his own titles. At this point, I'm pretty sure he knows that you're not the one telling him, I'll put this on there.
Yeah, but it's sad to be that old. I mean, not that he's so old, but that old and be jealous of another man. Like, you should have your life together. And to be jealous of somebody.
I mean, that's what I say. If you're doing a show that's based on just talking shit about people, like, what are you really doing with your life?
Yeah.
Like, what are you really offering to the community? You're not really offering much. All you're doing is just talking about other guys. Like, and there's low key. I'm not gonna lie, it's low key gay that they keep bringing up guys, and they're always surrounded by guys. I think.
And these are all dudes except for that dude. Like that fool, he's not even on this level.
Yeah.
But like the other ones, they all asked me, like, for a long periods of time to be on their shows.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you be on my show? Hey, homie, can you talk about cultura on my show? Hey, homie, can you tell me your story? And hey, homie, my respects and all this and that. And each of them, was sitting right here. They were sitting right here. Hey, and all this and that. And my head's not blown up about nothing. They asked me to be on their show for a specific reason. I didn't ask them, hey, homie, when I make a show, can you be on my show? I don't interview people.
Yeah.
I don't interview nobody.
Yeah.
We talk about things and have conversations, like tattooing, like Lux, when I had the homie Lux.
Oh, yeah.
Good ass dude.
Shout out to Lux.
Solid ass dude, right?
Yeah.
And we just have tattooing in common. That's the only reason I had him.
Yeah.
Or even did an interview on him.
Yeah.
Or talked to him. The brothers.
Yeah.
That teach biblical history. Them, we share something in common.
Yeah.
But I don't sit here interviewing gang members and, hey, let me tell me about your time you did and tell me, how you whatever the story may be. I'm not gonna get all into it, but they stay stuck. They have tunnel vision, homie.
It's crazy though, but because that for the most part, I definitely believe it's jealousy because when you look at your interviews, and I'm saying even you guys out there watching us, the live chat, you guys have seen all the interviews that Marvelous has been in. And I mean, you got several of them that are over 1 million views. That's fucking crazy. And I think when they know if they go in these people's platforms that you were on, they're not going to get those views because they're not interesting. They don't know. They're just not interesting people.
Well, and it's just that, you know what? I'm not even going to discredit them, Norbies, like that. I'm going to say they probably have things that are interesting, but they don't know how to articulate themselves.
Yeah.
And they're not weathered, like studied and stuff that I've studied, bro.
Yeah.
So when you see somebody, and it's such a shock, it's a culture shock when you see somebody, whatever, dressed in a Pendleton or comes out with all tatted up and you start talking about biblical history, or you talk about biology, or you talk about whatever conspiracy theories, and then you have the facts to prove them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a shock. It's like, what the heck? Where did this dude come from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is.
But if you get the same dude or whatever, like say Blue Dildo, if he were to do an interview about anything, what is he gonna talk about? He's gonna
have to pull out. I mean, he has two good things to talk about. That first, if you recall, a rapper from LA went to his studios, and from what I hear, it slapped him. Like that's unheard of. And from then on, that he has not talked about that rapper. I don't want to say his name out of respect, but shout out to that LA rapper. And then he's like the only guy on YouTube that got marked out live by Wack 100
and on the phone and then the call that when he called me about you, bro.
Yeah.
When he called me about you and he was crying on the phone, Marvelous, just please tell Norbies to take the videos down and we're gonna squash it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all you need to do is just do your thing. Like, just do your thing. Not you, but I'm saying him. You know, he just needs not to worry about nothing. Stay in that little closet right there.
Exactly.
You know, and make your little videos on music or whatever you think you have talent on or educated on, then do that. But they're really not offering the culture the younger homies any substance. That's what I'm trying to say, you know. And a lot of these channels don't do that.
You know, it's crazy. You know, like you said, Marvelous. And you know, I wanna quote Tony A right here. You know, I want
Quote
you.
Tony.
I want you to
Shout
win.
out to Tony A.
I want
Where you at?
I want you to win. I want you to win and be successful in your platform. Just stop talking about us. You
Yeah.
know, you don't have to talk about us. We definitely don't want to talk about you guys.
Yeah, there's nothing to say about none of these dudes. Is nothing to say. The only one that I can say he does some good interviews sometimes is Hoodstocks. And I don't hate the dude.
Yeah.
I don't hate the dude. He just got mad because I called him out on his ethnicity.
Yeah.
He tried to get his little homie to fucking outsmart me.
Yeah.
Which that failed.
Yeah.
And then he got bothered when I exposed Iron Jacket because he's a goth kid. That's the only reason. Other than that, he's a funny dude. He's a funny dude, but
Yeah.
he's there for entertainment. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's not bringing any education to the culture.
No.
He's not even part of our culture.
No,
but
he's
he
not.
does do some good interviews.
Yeah.
Sometimes he does get some people that come with some good education.
Yeah.
But the majority of that, I would say 70% are all for the birds, homie.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, even now, like the most recent thing that happened to him where he's getting a lot of backlash over the fact that he voted for Trump and everything that's happening, he was encouraging others to vote for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I never went that route. Fuck that.
Yeah,
But I mean, it just goes to show you where he stands, you know, as far as our community. Because clearly the where he stands, he is not part of our community. And he said it once before, like he's not about other people. He's about
For
himself.
himself.
Yeah,
he said it.
And I'll give him props that he self admit that, you know, I don't care about you guys. I care about me. I care about my family, as he should. As he should. He should care about his family. He should care about himself. But that tells us, the audience, that whatever you try to convince us that you care about this community of ours, it's gonna be a lie. Because you've already admitted that you don't care about us. You care about you. And that's fine. You know, he comes from a different tribe.
Yeah.
Not of ours.
No, he's from a Caucasus tribe.
Yeah. And that's why I can't get mad at the guy. I can't hate on the guy that he's about himself.
Yeah.
Because that he should be, you know. What we're doing here, why recently they got upset at us was because we were telling them, like, even if you're part of a hood, your people are suffering. Your people are getting kidnapped. Your people are getting attacked. I mean,
And somebody put in the comment, they put you know, why should gang members or gangsters worry about paisas?
Yeah.
Like, or people with that don't have papers.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty ignorant statement because there's a lot of homies that are from barrios that don't have their papers.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So that doesn't make no sense.
no,
You know, and the reason why tribes are formed is because of that.
Yeah.
Because we are the underdog. We have no other choice but to stick together.
Yeah.
So why not?
yeah. No, you're right. I mean, and it's crazy because you know, we have a lot of people out here that are willing to sacrifice getting a case against them.
Yeah.
To protect our people. And these guys are telling everybody it's not your fight.
Yeah.
But like yet you're pandering to our community.
And then dude says, well, why don't you go out there? You know, in a subliminal message, like, why don't you go out there? I was out there 4 days in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Why don't I go out there? I am out there. I am out here. Like, what do you mean?
But that's
You
the thing,
know?
they don't want to admit that part, because and then they put themselves in that spot like, okay, well, I'm talking but I'm not really there.
Yeah.
So-
The thing that's dumb is this whole YouTube garda, you know? Like, and especially the dummy saying that he's a warden of like he wants to be a whole cop.
Hey, but you know what? I am a little jealous of you, Marvelous, for the fact that one of these podcasters said the whole YouTube yard hates him.
Yeah, what do
I
they
like
mean? Like, who hates me? like, what are you talking about? Oh, Marvelous is getting out excommunicated out the hood. Fool, I'm with my homies.
That's the
like, what do you?
yeah.
I go to my homies. I tattoo my homies. Like, what are you talking about? Or the yarda, he's off the yard. Fool, like,
Hey, man,
this is the end for Marvelous. Like, what are you talking about? Fool,
Hey.
I've been here before you. I'm still here.
That's one of the.
Like,
that's
what are you talking
that's
about?
one of the groups I am glad we are not a part of, never been a part of, and never will be a part of.
It's retarded. These people make up this this fake stuff in their head, and then they throw it out there for whoever catches it. And all these dummies looking for bait for fish, you know,
But
are biting.
the crazy part is that these guys believe him. Like, look, there's that guy from San Bernardino. The bro got slapped by an LA rapper at his own studio.
Yeah,
The guy got marked out by Whack 100
yeah.
twice.
That's sad, man.
And these guys still believe like this guy is the real deal. Like this guy is the.
I don't think they believe him. He just he has a mouth on him, and you know what? More than likely, he's never been busted like that because that mouth is gonna get him in a wreck, a big wreck.
Yeah.
You know, he has a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
So whatever, we'll leave it at that.
But yeah.
And he could go ahead and make a video on it. There ain't no more responses. You know, I can't keep responding to
But
these
you know,
little
yeah,
little
of course
mijas,
not,
you know?
of course not. But the important part is that they got upset that you were telling the community, our people, that we gotta stand up,
Yeah.
not create violence against authority,
Yeah.
but we gotta protect our people.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do. Even whether you're from a hood or not from a hood, you're supposed to protect your people because they're hunting us down.
Yeah.
For the color of our skin.
And you calling this your barrio, like your neighborhood, and you're trying to punk everybody in your community. Shoot, barrios were created to defend your community. It's your tribe. It's the tribes of today. So why wouldn't you want to do that? You know what I mean?
Here, let me throw this one in because they keep pushing this one out. But they hate the cholos. They call the cops on them.
No, they don't.
Why would we help them?
When cholos get disrespectful and disrespect houses or disrespect, you know, mothers with their kids or any of that stuff, yeah, that happens. But that's for that cholo not being schooled right. That's because of that.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with anything that they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, there's that's why I'm saying there's people that aren't raised or get that glecha from their older homies, and a lot of these vatos like little dildo right there.
Yeah.
He doesn't have older homies. He's from a what was it, a party crew or a tagging crew or something that became a gang. So they don't have that older homie to be that influence to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey homie, this is how you conduct yourself. Don't be in the comment section disrespecting a vato. You look a fool in his eyes and tell him that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're at the car show and a vato calls you out to go outside with him, you go outside with him.
Yep.
You go outside with
Yep.
him. You don't run to the internet and make up a little story about he didn't go to the bathroom with me. No, mija, you didn't go outside. You know, you don't go do all that. But these vatos don't have that clecha. You know, they don't have that schooling or etiquette. None of that, you know.
But that's the one good thing that came out of this, because for the most part, a lot of people saw, wow. So I guess these guys, even though they talk like they're about the hood, they're about the you know, the program, from what I hear,
Yeah.
but they won't protect their own people.
Yeah.
And from what I remember in the history of
Like, just
of
picture
Cholos-
this. Picture this, bro.
Yeah.
Picture you're in downtown LA.
Yeah.
You're in downtown LA and something's going down, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And little blue dildos right there.
Yeah.
Do you really think he's gonna jump and go
Oh,
do
no,
something?
bro. He's gonna turn around.
Like,
and he's gonna be
Adi,
like,
we
"That's
should
none
do
of
a
my
poll.
business."
We should do a poll.
You wanna do a
or
poll?
something? Is this dude gonna jump?
Let's do a poll.
Somebody takes his chain at the mall or something. Is he gonna react? What's he gonna do? Is he gonna talk it out? Is he gonna walk it out? Or is he gonna box it out?
Let's see.
You know what I mean?
All right. Well, let's see. Let's. This is democracy, I guess.
Like it's like people need to really have some common sense on who these vatos are that are talking all this masa behind the mic. You know, because the majority of these fools that talk so much, man, they're just running their mouths so much. But we all know where those vatos stand. You know what kind of dudes they are. You know, under those big ass Pendletons that they wear and all those tattoos, they got a pink thong on. They
Hey, who knows? He might
it's
get
crazy.
he might get the win. They might actually think he'll help. I'm curious to see what the audience.
yeah, let
believes.
them.
I want to know what they
You know, do you really
So-
think that he's gonna jump for you, Chale? But anyways,
Yeah.
Let's get to some of the. This wasn't even what the show's gonna be about, homie. I was gonna mention somebody.
But you know what?
This is.
But I'm
Go
glad,
ahead.
I'm glad we got this out of the way, because again, you know, you spoke on something very important to our community, and people try to say, no, he's wrong. Don't stand up for those people.
Yeah.
They're not worth catching a case. And honestly, we need more of our people talking like you, saying Well, if you're with it, you're gonna catch a case regardless. But at least you could catch a case protecting your people, your
Yeah,
community.
it's gonna mean something.
It's gonna mean something. And if you do get locked up, they're gonna find out what this guy got locked up because he helped the tamale lady. He helped the elote guy.
Yeah, and I'm not like me. I'm not saying I'm not the only person out there. Shout out to Scar putting it down.
Oh yeah.
He's an actor.
Yep.
He could lose his whole career doing all that.
Yeah, he could.
You know what
He
I
could
mean?
get blacklisted.
There was a lot of down women down there.
Yeah.
Down
Yeah.
women. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
the youngsters, the homies were acting up, but there was a lot of youngsters that were just like looking for some leadership.
Yeah.
You know, too. But shout out to all the down women that were in the Hudas faces.
Well, I'm glad you said that because tomorrow is going to be the big protest. The no work, no school, no show protest. It's going to be in downtown LA. It's going to be very big. For those that can show up, you know, I think it's going to start at maybe around 10 a.m., but it's going to be in downtown. Look it up on Instagram. There's going to be a big protest there tomorrow. And if you ever want to support, either show up or spread the word because they need everyone to show up so that we can show them that we do have power in numbers because we are the majority. But let's get to these things before we ramble on more. All right, first come, first serve, as per usual.
Oh yeah, Alex. Pronounce his last name, bro.
Which one? Alex?
Look at Lua Cruz says, "Why don't you go to your hood?" I live in my hood. What are you talking about? Like, what are you saying?
That's the funny part that these
That's
guys, these guys
this
believe.
is somebody
Hey,
that's like at home right now.
No, but that's what I'm telling you.
That doesn't even know.
That's
Like,
what I'm telling you. They believe a guy that got fucking slapped for lying.
That's insane.
About lying about a rapper and getting called out. Like these people believe them. That's what trips me out. It's like, I mean, unless they're I don't know.
Reckless mouse.
Which
But go
one?
ahead. No, go ahead.
You said Alex?
Yeah, Alex. The one that's busted right now. Shout out to him.
Oh, Alex Enamorado. Oh, what about him?
No, shout out to him.
Oh, you just want to shout out?
Yeah,
to him?
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely shout out to Alex Enamorado. He is still sending out messages as much as he can. All right, so let's go with Top Dog X says, "You going to East Side Story Car Show next month?"
I don't know what day it is. I have a lot of flyers. I don't know if that's one of them, but I get a lot of flyers from everybody. More than likely, yeah. Shit.
That'd be dope.
There's some that DJs are invited. I don't know if anybody goes to those old school events too.
Hey, shout out to Thumb Records though. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they're throwing that. Hey, if they want to sponsor the show, you know, hit us up. We will be happy to promote you. Let's
All
see.
right, go for it.
We're gonna go with Rafael Chavez says, "What things can I do to heal an ulcer? What foods can I eat?"
Man, you need
that's
to
a good one.
just change your diet, man. Greens, bro. Greens. Stop eating red meat. That shit'll just keep your that shit going. The tea that I've been promoting on here, with the bay leaves and the cloves and all that, the majority of that, oh my god, the canela, that works almost for everything.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a good tea to drink in the morning. The thing that's gonna help you out the best is if you stop eating 3 meals a day.
Really?
Stop eating 3 meals a day.
Oh well, yeah.
You know, but a lot of people they'll go ahead and they'll drink the tea and do all this and that, and then they're gonna go eat a pastrami sandwich, or they're gonna go eat a triple cheeseburger with
the hats.
onions and or go to King Taco and put extra red salsa and like, you know what I mean, and that messes you up, homie. But it's our cravings, you know what I mean? It's our behavior, our habits, you know, our bad habits.
You know my favorite burrito? I think I told you my favorite burrito right now is a California burrito. Have you ever tried it?
California, nah.
No, you never tried a California burrito? It's pretty good, man. You should try it. It has it's like a regular burrito, but it has French fries inside and sour cream. But it's pretty good. You should try it. Give me a second here. Let me just check on this. All right, next question is going to be from Brad Pitbull. Actually, I think he has a comment. He says, "IE foods have muffin tops above their socks."
What?
IE foods have muffin tops above their socks.
Damn. Hey, where did that shit start from? Where did all that IELA going at it?
I want to say for the most part, as far as I can recall, I started doing that with a lot of the fellas on Tony A show. We would just go in on IE, but I would encourage IE people to go after LA people, and they did, and it was always fun.
That's funny. I thought it started on Freaky Tales.
Freaky Tales.
Yeah.
Let me.
What?
I wanna promote somebody here.
Oh, go for it.
There you go. There you go. There he is.
Oh, Rootster said it started with Hoodstocks. Maybe it did. Shit, I don't know. He's been around for a cool minute. Probably did.
Has he?
Yeah, that's funny though. Whoever started that's funny. And then San Diego, Texas got involved because of what's his name? Who's that? Who's the homeboy from what you call it?
Who?
The vato from Texas that calls him?
There's two big people. Jay from
All
South
right.
Texas, and then there's Lattice from
All
like
right.
believe
Shout out
West
to
Texas.
both of them. Shout out to both of them. Hey, what's up? Two Face Entertainment's in the casa.
That's right.
Go ahead with another one, bro, because I want to get into this
All right.
topic.
So I wanted to just make this quick announcement to Lattice and Fred, if you could do me a favor and regulate in that live chat.
throw them on there, Two Face.
Yeah,
Give him a wrench.
there you go, because these guys are hilarious. All right, anyways, let's go. Izzy Contreras says, can you talk about secret societies and how they manipulate church, government, and the media? Gracias.
Well, the government is always going to side with the church because the people are spiritual people and they want to believe in a higher being. So that's very easy for them to do. It's about like, say, I'll give you an example, bro. If you, I hate to bring this dude up, but the Diddy party, right?
I heard he may get out.
All right, well, check it out. Well, because he has a lot of stuff. He recorded a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has a lot of smut on a gang of people. You know what I mean? But imagine having a party and you got 10 vatos here. You know, we'll say we got Norbies, we got Blue Dildo, we got Hoodstocks. Let's do it. Let's do it. Who cares? Let's do it. You got Norbies, you got Blue Dildo, you got Hoodstocks, you got American Chavala, you got Street Saint Loyal, you got Dubs and Gunner.
All right,
We'll just throw them in there. Just to throw them in there, right? I'm not saying that anybody of these vatos isn't indulging in anything.
Okay.
I'm just bringing up YouTubers that Raza knows and watches sometimes, all right?
You give them a face, give them a percent. Okay,
we're just going to give them. And they're all at this Diddy party.
Why am I in there?
Hey, because you wanted to go. You wanted to go film some shit. So you're right there, and what they're going to do is they're going to throw bones at all you guys. Not literal bones, but they're going to try to entice you and see who's ready and willing to do a little bit more.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are going to be at the after party. So who's going to be at the after party?
Yeah.
Maybe Gunner and Dubs left to the casino.
Yeah.
Hoodstocks was just, dancing in his leather
Chaps.
fucking chaps, whatever the goth people wear. You're filming everything.
Hey.
You know what I mean? And then you got Blue Dildo here. He wants to stay after hours. He's gonna do what he gotta do. He's gonna make it.
Oh yeah, he's gonna make it.
He's gonna make it.
He's gonna be
you know,
in there.
he's gonna leave sore in the morning, but he's gonna make it.
I don't think he's gonna be sore.
So, but that's what I mean. They give you a little bit and they see who bites.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. For the most part, I think that's
and those are the ones that are successful, man. You got Will Smith. Look at his son.
That picture you showed me, I was like, man.
Yeah, you got Ellen DeGeneres is up there.
She looks
homie.
like
you got Oprah Winfrey up there. You got all these people that what are they doing? Like what are they participating in? And then you find out what they're participating in and what they finally have to sign over. You know what I mean? That contract, that lifetime, and it's not a body thing. It's a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? They got to do certain things. They got to throw certain symbolisms out.
Definitely,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
They got to do all kinds of shit. And
I recently saw a video where Beyonce's daughter did the thing.
yeah, even their daughter. Look
Yeah.
at and look at that girl. What was that girl's that picture I shot you? The one from Nickelodeon.
Oh, Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes.
Yeah,
Look at what
she-
happened.
man.
Look at what happened to her,
She
man.
was such a she was like she would have been a movie star. by now,
Yeah.
But the way whatever they did to her, man.
That's sad, And look at, that dude's still around making stuff. You know what I mean? That vato shouldn't even be around no more.
Hey, but speaking about the thing, because I don't think we brought this up yet. The Labubu stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like, have we brought that up yet?
yeah. Even the
we bring it up?
ones before that. No, we didn't bring it up. But the ones before that, that one little the little minion vato, the one with the crazy ass teeth. It was before La Bubu. Everybody wanted those ones.
Those little like
They were the
skinny
duende.
ones.
Yeah, the duendes.
The little skinny
Right?
ones.
Yeah.
Like I think there was
Yeah,
like
they're all part of that Pazuzu.
Yeah.
But all that stuff, all those names and monikers that are from the fallen angels and all
Yeah.
that, they all represent the same spiritual
Yeah.
being. It's a certain entity, right?
Yeah.
Like the Jezebel. We brought the Jezebel spirit up before.
Yeah.
It's a genderless spirit.
Mm.
That's a spirit of self worship, indulgence in being promiscuous.
Yeah.
It's a manipulating spirit, a narcissistic spirit, and a spirit that always has to have the last word, a conniving
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
It's all that bottled up into one.
Well, it's a trip because I've been seeing a lot more videos of content creators just speaking on it.
Yeah.
I even saw one about Katy Perry, like it was one of her fans wanted to gift her
All
one.
them, Britney
and
Spears
but
and-
she kicked it away.
Oh, we're talking about the doll still.
Yeah, the doll. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, once you invite that into your home, like I say, you invite that into your home. Your home. This
Yeah.
is your home, your
Yeah.
spirit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you got to be careful what you indulge in.
All right. All right. We got 94 YM. He says, when are you having a guest besides Norbert? Maybe have Brando on. Hey.
Or, bro, while Norby's isn't a guest, he's not my guest. Like,
I'm part of it, right?
yeah, he's part of the show now. He started off being a camera guy and my computer tech guy, my drop the phone call guy, but now he became part of the show. You know what I mean?
Hey.
But yeah, he's not a what you call it. But hey, if you guys got any recommendations and stuff, people that you would like to see on the show or whatever, remember this is your show too. Recommend them.
Yeah.
And I got you.
All right, we got Two-Face Entertainment says, what are both of your thoughts on AI robots with human-like mannerisms and latex, which has
Dirty.
a human-like feel and texture?
Dirty.
Terminator?
I think that's
Question
like
mark.
yeah. I think that's ugly. You know what I mean? For a vato to be with a robot.
That doesn't
You
talk,
know what I mean?
That doesn't talk back. That cooks you your meals. That gives you massages.
That gives you they give massages?
They're gonna.
How do you know?
They're gonna.
You probably
gonna.
ordered one, huh?
Hey.
Don't let me find out, Norbies. I'll cut you out completely.
Dang. You're gonna see a different Norbies.
For real.
All right. So let's see. Seaside Morgan says in the last episode I asked about Psalms 89 and Yawashi because in Yawashai because in Psalms 89 it talks about the covenant of King David. So technically, wouldn't that be the original Messiah or Jesus Christ of the Torah? I don't believe in Jesus Christ, only in Torah. That's why I ask.
Psalms 89. Well, I can't reference it unless you go to it. You want to go to it?
Yeah.
And then if you want, you could read it, homie. Por favor. I'm gonna get onto the subject right now that we're gonna talk about. I'm just answering some of the questions, all right? So bear with us right now.
Okay. So, you want me to read the description or actually?
No, read where it says Psalms 89. What popped up on the KJV?
Hold on. It says okay. Well, it's
KJV.
there's Psalms 89.1 or 89.
You know what? I don't even know what he's referring to, which one. But
Yeah, that's
go
what
ahead
I'm
and
wondering.
read from one, and I'll go from there.
Okay, let's see. This one's Psalms 89. A maskil of Ethan and Ezraite. First one goes, I will sing of the Lord great love forever, and with my mouth I will make your faithfulness known through all generations. I will declare that your love stands firm forever. That
Wait,
you have-
what version of the Bible are you reading from?
This is the New International Version.
Yeah, that's the fake one.
Okay, so which one?
So don't. I always say read from the KJV, bro. That's the King James version.
King James?
Yeah, the NIV they reword the words. They don't use the original words.
Oh wow,
You know
they
what I
got
mean?
like all these versions in here.
Yeah, so don't read from there. If anybody's trying to study the
It's
Bible,
the NKJV, right?
yeah, it's KJV.
I think they just put a New King James Version.
Yeah, you'll see the wordage is different. But
All
go
right.
for it.
All right, it says, I will sing of the Lord's great love forever, and with my mouth I will make your faithfulness known through all generations. I will declare that your love stands firm forever, that you have established your faithfulness in heaven itself. You said, I have made a covenant with my chosen one. I have sworn to David my servant. I will establish your line forever and make your throne firm through all generations.
Okay. Was that it?
There's about.
There's probably more, but let me just go from there because then it's gonna be a whole
right.
biblical thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so in there, if it specifically says, "I will make what with the chosen people," right?
Yes.
Okay, read that part again, real quick.
Let me go back up. I will. Did you? I will declare. I will make.
Come on,
No. He says, "I have sworn to David, my servant, I
Right.
will establish your line forever
Right,
and make your throne firm through all generations."
right. Your generations. What else?
The heavens praise your wonders, Lord, your faithfulness too, in the assembly of the holy ones. For who in the skies above can compare with the Lord?
Yeah, but before that, he says the chosen ones, right?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted you to get at, so people have an understanding. If he's saying there's chosen ones in the Bible, that means it's the chosen ones, right? There has to be an unchosen one, right?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be line 3 that says, "You said I
Yes.
have made a covenant with my chosen one."
Right, the Mosaic law, right? With the chosen ones and that whole bloodline, that lineage of that bloodline. Nobody else. Remember, there's 18 nations in the Bible. If you study the Bible, Torah, there's 18 nations of people. There's a special people that were born unto him, made for him, like a special flower, a special color. We've gone over this before. The lily,
Yeah.
the color purple, the sheep, the Lucifer has his own, the goat. You know what I mean? The number 6, and there's his chosen people.
Yeah.
You know that he calls kids, right? Kids meaning baby goats, right? I told you look up definitions of words, right? But anyways, yeah. That's who that's for, that lineage of people. But only if that covenant is kept, meaning that law has to be kept for you to inherit the kingdom.
Alrighty.
All right.
Cool. All right, we got Danny M5400. Talk about foods to eat to help people with cancer or prevent cancer. I have a family member that works for City of Hope, and they tell me there's a lot of young people with cancer. Just sad.
Yeah. All the fast food, they're eating Cane's, they're eating Chick-fil-A,
The sugars,
and all those. If you look up the
processed
ingredients and all that stuff, it's all processed. It's all made in factory. None of it's homegrown. None of it's grass fed. None of it's even real. It's hybrid stuff
Yeah.
that we're eating. You know?
I think there was a report that people under 25 are having high rates of developing cancer.
Yeah, and a lot of them have no idea. Let's get to the topic, bro, because we're gonna get off. You know.
All right, guys. So, like I said, first come, first serve. So, if you weren't, your question.
My
wasn't
bad. Oh shoot, my brother's calling me.
Let's get an update on the poll. The update is would Blue Deal help or run? We got 22% that put he would help, and we have 78% that said he will run.
Scandalosa.
Well, there you go. The people have said it. All right. So what is this?
All right. So what I wanted to talk about today is I wanted to bring up, not that I wanted to talk about her or bring it up because it's a trendy topic right now, but I wanted to talk about and share some stuff about one of my friends that recently passed. Okay.
Is that the fitness?
Yeah. The fitness
influencer.
yeah.
I think that's what they call.
Gloria Zamora.
Yeah, Gloria Zamora.
Gloria Zamora.
Rest in
So
peace.
a lot of people have seen a lot of stuff online about her. You know, she became a fitness instructor, and she was doing her thing. You know, she was creating numbers, creating content, and she just became this whole influencer. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you about Gloria. All right, Gloria is a friend of mine. Was a friend of mine. Will always be a friend of mine. You know, regardless of the circumstances, situations that she got involved in, and her demise. You know, and my heart goes out to her. I hope the family, her brothers, which I grew up with, and her mom. Shout out to her mom and her grandmother. Are strong women. Her grandma and her mom, strong women. That whole family. I grew up with them since elementary school. You know, me and her brothers were altar boys at Soledad, and we were good friends. You know, and they're still good people, all of them. You know, I've been around that whole family for all my life. Their family owns the paleta shop, and they used to hook up my grandfather with ice creams all the time, you know, and we would bring them clothes and food and whatever they needed, you know, or whatever we could help out with, or my grandfather could help out. I was a little boy, you know, but he would help out that family, and that family was a really humble family, you know. So Gloria, growing up with her, she was a good girl, man. She was a good girl, and I seen an interview recently, when this all happened, and her explaining her life growing up in her pad, and how she struggled. You know, when she got home, she had to do her chores, and she had to do her homework. She had to tend to her brothers, and they come from a real enriched Mexicano family, bro, where the women are righteous women. They tend to they cook, they clean, they make sure that their house is in order. You know what I mean? And as far as I can remember, their dad was not around, you know, and for whatever reasons, I don't know. I don't want to get into that or rumors or any of that. But they had it really hard, bro. You know, they didn't have a lot of money. They struggled more. I could say more than anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have a lot of stuff, you know. And when they would run out of ice creams, they would take trips to Fresno, to their other paleta shop, to go pick up ingredients or whatever. And I remember I went on 2 trips with them one time. It was the first time we all crowded in a van, and we were all playing, you know, basketball, sweaty, a bunch of little kids piling up in this van, homie, and it smelled like sweat. We were all sweaty, you know what I mean? And we drove a long ways to Fresno, and I was so hungry. I remember we got there, and this was the first time. She go, come inside, mijo, and I was like cautious about where I was at. You know what I mean? My grandpa said, go with them, mijo, go with them.
Yeah.
You know, and I went with them, and it was the first time I tried tamales, but corn tamales. And it was just I was so hungry, homie. And I went into the pad, their tia's house, and they're here, mijo, what kind of tamales you like? And everybody had got the red tamales already, you know, the pork tamales and the chicken. Everybody was already eating those. And they had vegetable ones with different stuff like green beans and peas and corn, I think they had. And then they had just regular corn ones. And I didn't want the vegetable ones, so I was like, oh, I'll just eat the masa, you know?
Yeah.
And so I picked the corn ones, and that was just so nasty to me. I was like, oh, hell nah, man. I wanted a red tamale, you know? So anyways, what I'm saying is that Gloria grew up struggling. I remember there was kids at school that would make fun of her, you know?
Yeah.
A story, and hey, I'm going to tell it, you know? My friend Lino, that was in my grade, Gloria was 3 years younger than us, so she was in a lower grade, but Lino was in my grade. And I remember after I left that school, I remember De La Hoya's sister had went to Soledad.
Oh, really?
She had got enrolled. His little sister, and she had ended up being with my friend Lino.
Yeah.
You know. And I remember this went all around everywhere, man. I remember I was talking to a bunch of friends from Soledad, and they were telling me what happened. I guess, you know, they were together. He was all, you know, he liked her a lot.
Yeah.
And she came up to him one day, and she goes, "Oh, you're poor. You don't make enough money like to be with me."
What?
You know what I mean? And like was dissing him.
Really?
You know what I mean? And I thought that was like, man, that's cold blooded, man. Like how are you gonna act like that? You know what I mean? Like everybody at that school at Soledad, their parents were struggling to keep us in that school.
Yeah.
You know, they struggle for tuition. They struggle to come up with the money to let us go on field trips.
Yeah.
You know, that costs money. You had to pay a
course.
certain amount.
Yeah.
And the kids don't know. You know, we didn't know, like,
of course
or
not.
our parents are paying, or even when they would get us to sell these boxes of chocolates, like, go sell chocolates and you can win this prize and you can win a bike and you can win this or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of the parents were putting in their own money for their kids because
that's
those
how it worked.
chocolates weren't selling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My grandpa came up with an idea one time. He goes, "Hey, mijo, we're going to go to Costco and sell chocolates." And they would buy the whole box from me.
Yeah.
You know, because they buy things in bulk over there. And so I remember the security guard kicked us out. My grandpa got into it with the security guard.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Don't you come on this property no more," you know, because I was selling boxes and boxes. And I even sold some of my friends' boxes of chocolates right there, you know. But yeah, so what I'm saying is they grew up struggling.
Yeah.
You know, And I know she did have a hard life. A lot of the stuff that she said in the first part of the interview
Yeah.
about her family and her mom and her grandma being on her, that's all facts, man.
I mean, because you were there,
I
you
was
were
I
witness.
was there.
You were
I would go over
witness.
there after school and
Yeah.
we'd play, and I remember Gloria would run into the paleta shop and she would sneak out ice creams. I'd be like, "Hey Gloria, go get me another one, a tamarindo one, or go get me, whatever."
Yeah.
And she would go sneak one out, And she always wanted to be around. She was like always wanted to be around the boys,
Yeah,
they're her brothers, So
Yeah.
she kind of grew up tomboyish. But anyways, what I'm saying, why I'm bringing all that up about us growing up or her growing up, not me, but her growing up, is because eventually she blossomed.
Yeah.
She ended up having kids. She ended up getting married. Whatever happened in her first relationship happened. I can't speak on that.
Yeah.
But whatever happened in her second marriage, she was already let down by the first marriage in some type of way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
She felt let down, and the second time around, she was carrying that what do you say, that trauma with her.
Yeah.
And a lot of women and men carry trauma.
Yeah.
We bring that baggage into our new relationship.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh well, all hyenas are cheaters, or like they all act like that.
Yeah.
And even girls speak on men.
Yeah.
Oh well, all men are dogs and all men are whatever. Whatever they want to say about men.
Yeah.
But that's their personal
Opinion.
situation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's whatever they've been through. You know what I mean? And Gloria, growing up like that in poverty and struggling and having to do her chores and clean up after her brothers and all of them getting yelled at about their homework. I remember her I used to make fun of them.
Yeah.
My grandpa was on my neck for doing my homework. I had to do my homework too.
Yeah.
He'll hit me with the closest thing to him.
Yeah.
The broomstick or
Yeah.
whatever. We had an old school paddle.
Yeah.
Homie from an orphanage that
Yeah.
that my grandma had, and if we didn't behave, she whacked us with a paddle.
Mm.
But then her mom would literally, and I laugh to this day because all those memes come out about the chancla.
Yeah.
Her mom had a chancla,
Yeah.
and she would yell la tarea, do your homework, and they would listen. They knew that they
Yeah.
were the mom didn't mess around.
Hey,
you
they don't mess around, bro. The chocolate has power.
Yeah, the mom didn't mess around.
Yeah.
So her getting into the second marriage, I feel, that she had, this baggage already, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they lasted for a long time or whatever.
Yeah.
But coming into today's time that we're in,
Yeah.
with these trends, with all this BBL stuff, women just trying to outdo the next woman.
Yeah.
They want to feel feminine. And later on, I'm gonna take callers, in a little bit, and I'm gonna let you women chime in, and you guys give me your opinion, and tell me if I'm wrong, right? But when you're at this level for so long, you know what I mean, or you're going through stuff for so long,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, maybe you get a surgery, maybe you create a social network,
Yeah.
and you get eyes on you
Yeah.
that were never on you before.
Yeah.
It releases these endorphins.
Yeah, man.
It becomes exciting, and you get that attention that you never got, and it outweighs the love of your husband.
Yeah.
It outweighs of the people that are just right there looking up to you,
Yeah.
maybe your kids.
Yeah.
And now it just becomes you.
Yeah.
The world is about you
Mm-hmm.
and how you're going to get to the next level and get to the next level.
Yeah.
But people don't realize when you start trying to get to the next level, the levels never stop. They never stop.
No, they don't stop.
They keep going.
Yeah.
You're never going to reach that pinnacle.
Yeah.
You're going to keep chasing that high like an addict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That first experience of likes and love and attention, you seek that, and you don't ever get the same rush that you did when you first had it.
Yeah.
So you need more and you need more and you need
No,
more.
you're right.
You're
right.
So it sucks. It sucks what happened. All of them, that should have never happened.
Yeah.
But she was still married. She was still married to the dude, whether she was having problems or not.
Yeah.
And he wanted his wife.
Yeah.
That's still his wife. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then you get another dude, not here with us either. The one that was indulging in all this.
Yeah.
And you get men that want to be an alpha over another man.
Oh.
And
yeah.
be like, you know what? Yeah, I took her.
Yeah.
Or look at what I got now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And men do that.
Yeah,
You know, they'll try to hey, here's some money or whatever. Or I got more than that dude. What is he doing for you? I could do more for you. You know what I mean?
There are guys like that.
And that's enticing.
There are guys like that.
Especially when you never had it. It's enticing. You know, and a bad thing that people do, men and women do, is they stay in the relationship that they're in while they're waiting to get to the next level, instead of just breaking it off and being like, you know what, I need to find me.
Yeah.
They stay in that while they're still waiting. All in the meantime, this guy's supporting me. We live in this house. He's paying for whatever cars or whatever. I'm not saying that she was doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah, just an example.
But they're in this situation where they're content. They're used to the routines every morning. He gets home from work at this time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm used to him paying the bills, and they're comfortable till they find the next person that's going to take them to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where it becomes wrong. And that's where it's hard, you know?
It is.
And some men can't control their emotions.
No.
You know, or don't know how to deal with them.
Yeah, well, they were never in that type of situation to understand how to maneuver your emotions.
Yeah.
And then that's what happens. A lot of these men are very emotional. They're very they act first before actually thinking.
Yeah.
And for the most part, that's what gets them in trouble. When they go off by emotions.
Right. And a lot of people do that. You know, a lot of people just you know, you got and the worst thing is I always say this, man. Social media killed our culture. I feel it really did, man, because you know you got everybody using filters. Yeah. Nobody looks like their picture.
God, that should be illegal.
You got girls posting up vacation time with dudes. They're not even posting the dude up. They're probably embarrassed of the dude. You know, maybe he's not good looking, but he has a gang of money. You know, and they're right here just promoting this whole fantasy of haha, you know, girls like, look at what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm doing more than you. My body's better than yours. Yeah. I make more money than you. Look at this car or truck that I'm driving. Yeah. You know what I mean? And or look at this bouquet of, I always see this on social media, this bouquet of roses. They get these roses, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, why don't you post up the vato that sent you those roses?
That part right there.
Why don't you post that up? Part. You know what I mean?
But you know, for the most part, there are men that do that too. There are those guys that look, oh, they don't have what I have. They wish they had what I have. I look at me. I got buildings. I got cars. I got millions of dollars. I got property everywhere. I'm like, well, who gives a well, who cares? Well, you're showing off, or what's your goal here? Instead of, you know, making other people feel like they don't have shit.
It's like they have these things, bro, and they get it, all this stuff, and they feel like it's of value. But the only value of anything is the bonding that you get with another person. Yeah, you know, a girlfriend, or you're with your dude, and you go places to see them enjoy it. Yeah, you want to enjoy it. You know, you watch a movie. I put on a movie. It's not for me. I might have seen that movie already, but I want to see you laugh, or I want you to have that feeling that I had. Yeah. You know, I want to take you hiking to this spot because I want you to see what I seen, and I know how much I enjoyed it. I know you're going to enjoy it, and people don't see things like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's up? Stop reading the comments, Norbies. You reading the comments?
They're roasting me good.
Oh, they roasting you?
But no, it's crazy, man. And you're right. For the most part, social media has definitely ruined our community, because you have those people that do that, and then our people see it and they're like, man, I should drop my dude, or man, I should drop my wife. Yeah. Because if I do that, I could live those people's lives. If I drop my girl, I could go and pursue this $1 million man life. Facts. And the girl is the same way. If I drop my dude that's been with me for like 10 years, and then I fix my body up, I'm gonna get one of these millionaires.
If many of you like haven't been rocking with me for a minute and you're new to this, you guys know that I used to write poetry and stuff like that, and I wrote this thing, and I wasn't even gonna read it, but I kind of want to read it right now because this pertains to a lot of stuff that people are going through, and especially I hate to say it because it sounds like it sounds like I'm talking down on women, but I'm not. Yeah. I'm not. But it's just I see it a lot more in them than men do.
Well, I mean, if they do see it that way, feel free to call tonight. And
yeah, but this is a if you guys go to my Instagram, you'll see this picture, and this picture is of oh man, my thing ain't refreshing.
Oh,
there it goes. It's this picture right here. Let me show the camera. Hold up.
Oh wow, that is freaky. Yeah, that's
picture's in the way.
Right there. The focus. Actually, hold on. No, leave it.
I should have sent it to you. There you go.
You guys see it?
All right. So there's a picture right there, and it's a picture of a girl, right? And the girl, she has what looks to be octopus tentacles coming out of her head, right? And if you guys just want to meditate on this, what I'm gonna share with you right now. This is something I wrote a long time ago, right? And I remember I used to write different poems and just different stuff when I would see a picture, because I'm a tattoo artist, but I also do like other art, you know what I mean? Like I work with clay and whatever, canvases and stuff like that. But I also see a lot of art in pictures, and just everywhere I go, you're a piece of art, walking.
Yeah.
But this one, I called it, this is the battle of confusion, right?
Yeah.
And it's your heart with the tentacles coming out of her head, right? This is what it stands for. It is your heart overweighing, or it is your mind overweighing your heart. Her tentacles holding on to different relationships and past thoughts that confuse the new ones in her life. She has been hurt by man. She has been lied to in past relationships. And every new relationship, she starts to grow another tentacle.
Damn.
How many tentacles do you have? How many men will you bring into your home and spirit? Sometimes we go through relationships one right after another, feeling that the new person will ease the pain of the last. This is a fact for most. Learn to cut off all those tentacles and past experiences and regrets. Don't hold on to bitterness and feel that another man's touch is going to ease the pain of another. Make sure you find yourself before you find another. Learn self-growth, or these tentacles will soon strangle you until you have nothing left. You will find yourself in a relationship that you don't want, and with a person that you thought you loved. Thoughts too deep for shallow minds. And that's true, bro.
Bro, you wrote that?
Yeah, I wrote that.
All right, fuck.
Let me shut up. You're done. But for real, it's like,
hey man, that was good. I'm not trying to gaslight you, bro, but that was really good.
You're clowning me.
No. I'm genuinely saying that was actually really fucking good, bro.
But like, how many tentacles do you got? You know what I mean? Even for men, how many trauma bonds? And that's what happens when you're going through so much stuff in a relationship and you don't talk about it, or you don't have the right people to talk about it.
Yeah.
And they're just giving you and feeding you. Oh, you know what? Forget that, fool. You should go clubbing with me, fool. Let's go to this and that, or let's go here. Let's go have some drinks, or hey, you should start talking to that new hyena that's always liking your pictures, and that's where we have this. We just add on to our bag.
Yeah.
We just putting more stuff into that bag.
Yeah.
And then when we do find somebody that we actually like, all this stuff when we have an argument with them or a disagreement, we bring all that stuff out of our bag. And we're like, here, we throw up all over them. Yeah. Well, you're like this, and you did this, and you did that, and our relationship just keep on being broken, bro.
Yeah,
and breaking us more till we're so bitter, and we end up being alone. We end up passing away, or whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's crazy because when you mentioned trauma, and that's the thing. Like, one of the thing about social media is that a lot of these women tend to always push their trauma. So it's like, how do you expect for a man to, come at you when you keep bringing up your traumas?
Yeah.
That's why it's very difficult for guys to like, man, I probably shouldn't talk to her because kind of look like she might have some trauma on her. So let me not talk to her.
But a lot of people have trauma, and not that it's okay, but it's okay. Mm-hmm. But you got to learn to deal with it before you trauma bond with somebody.
Well,
because then
yeah.
you're both coming into this relationship and you both are carrying these bags.
Well, here, let me ask you this, Marvelous. You think a female that has a lot of trauma that still pops out of, still comes out of them, do you think they should be looking for a relationship?
No. You know, I mean, Gloria, you know, may my prayers go out to her,
Yeah.
her babies,
Yeah.
you know, her mom, her grandmother,
Yeah.
strong women,
Yeah.
you know. I'm sure Gloria was a strong woman,
Yeah.
you know, but she had some trauma,
Yeah.
you know. She had stuff that she needed to talk about,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Her man, I don't know if she communicated with her husband.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he had trauma, you know.
Yeah.
Because look at the reaction it caused,
Yeah.
you know.
To take it to that level, there's definitely some type
There's
of
a
trauma.
lack of communication.
Yeah.
You know, why is she seeking? You're fresh out.
Yeah.
You're fresh out of a relationship,
Yeah.
still married.
Yeah.
But if you're saying you're fresh out of a relationship,
Yeah.
maybe you should wait a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and then it comes to the point where how long should I wait?
That part.
Do I gotta wait a year?
Yeah.
Are people gonna talk crap about me if I get with somebody a couple of months or within a month's time? You know, what are they gonna say about me? Are
Well,
they gonna look down on me?
It's interesting that you would say that because recently Kobe Bryant's wife
Yeah.
is in a relationship
Right.
and is pregnant again, and a lot of people came down on her that she got with another person.
Yeah,
Like they want her to stay a widow for the rest of her life.
right.
But it's been quite a lot of years since Kobe has passed away.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think she's had enough time to pretty much get over her trauma to pursue a relationship?
In her situation though, it's been a cool minute, and she
Yeah.
has a right to do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
But I know after the fact, after he passed away,
Yeah.
even a shorter time, she was already talking to the players, and they were promoting her whatever her endeavors.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one dude, I'm not gonna say no
Yeah,
names.
yeah.
But anyways, there was quite a few people.
Yeah.
You know, there's YouTube videos on it. You know,
Oh, okay.
and there's Google the fact there's pictures of them eating out,
Yeah.
you know, or talking or whatever, and it's like, man, you know, these are his so-called friends. You know what I mean? Even Jordan
Jeez.
was trying to sign her.
Well, I would definitely hope that wasn't the case, but who knows, right?
But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to bring that up about because it's sad, now the kids, they're older.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many of them are younger, but they got to deal with not having a mom, not having a dad, and it's a whole broken family, and that
Yeah.
affected that one decision, affected how many people now.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, man. A lot of people don't realize that literally your choices create your world. I
Yeah.
mean, the choices that they made, all of them made,
Yeah.
resulted in what it is now. So, I mean, there's something that the audience needs to understand too, that every single choice you make in life will affect the path of your life.
Yeah,
Like even to what clothes you're wearing, even to what you're gonna eat today,
Yeah.
even to where you're gonna go to the restroom, how you're gonna do it. All those things will affect your life
and
journey.
I always say it too. Like people use the word, they throw love around.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you. Or I love her. Or I love him.
Yeah.
Or I'm in love with them, fool. Like, he's so fine or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're not in love with him. You don't even know what you love about him.
Yeah.
His tattoos.
Yeah.
What, that he was in prison once upon a time, or whatever. He has a nice car. He's making a gang of money. That's what you love?
Yeah.
Like, that's not nothing to love, Is he a person that's gonna give his life for you? Like, you know what I mean? Is he really gonna be able to hunt for you or
Yeah.
just anything, support you in your endeavors? Are you gonna respect him enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people they that's another word. Oh, they don't respect me. They don't respect me. Well, hey, maybe you don't respect yourself by the way you dress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why. Maybe the way you talk to him.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not affectionate.
Oh
with
my
him,
God! And the way
you know?
now that you say the way you talk to him, I heard this one girl like maybe 2 weeks ago, and she actually said, "What's up, my boy?"
But that's not in this situation. You're talking about in the chat.
No. I saw it in person.
Oh, she tried to get at you or what?
No, not me. But she would greet guys. What's up, my boy?
Oh,
What's up,
yeah.
my boy? And I'm like,
But I mean, certain-
and
yeah.
seeing it really made me think. Fuck, Marlis is right. That looks really bad when a girl just goes at guys like that, like talking to them like that.
Yeah, but it's like it's our men are being feminized, and the women are being masculine, bro.
Well, I think that's one of the things we started off this show tonight. That a lot of these men, feminine men, you know, that scream and cry and talk about other people. Yeah, I think for the most part, a lot of these podcasters out here are very feminine because that's literally what they do on their shows. They talk about other people. They're emotional. They create stuff. They make up rumors.
Yeah.
Because they're emotional. They're very feminine. They're in their feminine, as some females would say.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the thing that most people don't realize. That I think for the most part, maybe even the government, that they're manipulating our people to become more feminine.
Yeah.
Because it would work for them. If
Yeah.
a lot of our males from our community become more feminized.
I just see a lot of stuff with the social media is a big distraction. You know, I see women competing with women, talking about how they're doing things for men.
Yeah.
And it's not you're not trying to look pretty for your man. You're trying to compete with the next girl's makeup.
Yeah.
What the next girl is wearing, how her
mean,
body looks. You
this
know,
is-
and men are trying to be more dominant over another man.
Yeah.
Instead of impressing that girl.
Yeah.
You know, they want to be the downest one at a party or in the club, or they want to be the one to, hey, look at me, I'm all strapped up,
Yeah.
or I'm more tatted than you. And that's not the way to be.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean?
no.
It's where you're trying to impress for all the wrong reasons to the wrong people,
Yeah.
instead of doing it for the person that you're trying to attract.
Yeah.
You know, because there's no reason why a man should try to be dominant over another vato if he doesn't have to, if he's not being disrespectful.
No.
Are you trying to attract that man?
That part.
You know,
That part. Right
a woman, you're trying to get all dolled up and be all pretty because that other girl had nice makeup on and you like the way her makeup was done and you feel that you can do it better.
Yeah.
Are you trying to attract that woman?
Mm.
Like, why you're competing with the wrong people?
Yeah.
You know, and you're trying to outdo the person that it really doesn't matter at the end of the day, because that vato ain't gonna spend the rest of his life with you, homie. Like, why are you trying to outdo him? You know, and that girl is not gonna spend the rest of her life with you.
Yeah.
One day you want to get married. Like, you know what I mean?
No, you're right about that.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to say on that topic.
Damn,
I
bro,
don't
we
know what-
really delved deep on that one.
I don't know what
I
you
like
what
that.
you guys think, but what time is it right now? We could take some calls
All right.
if you want.
Let's move on to the calls. Give me 1 second here.
No block calls.
No anonymous.
You guys give your input on what you guys think about, you know, relationships these days and how guys and girls conduct themselves. Because me personally, I feel it's all mixed up, and we're always trying to get to that next level. That for what, you know, for what?
For wood. Hey,
For
y'all.
wood.
So shout out to the live chat and shout out to everybody that joined us on the last oldie show /R&B.
Oh yeah, that show. We're gonna be doing the oldies show. The next show that's gonna be on is gonna be the oldies. So yeah, last time I tried to do what you call it, mix it up, but some people had some crazy requests.
Which I appreciate that from everyone.
Hey, but shout out to all you guys on the comment section right now. I appreciate you guys for tapping in tonight.
Like, where the freeze my number? I
Don't ever laugh like that, Norbies.
know, I just heard myself.
Texas fools, man. They be going in.
All right, number is up, everyone. Ladies, if you want to call and then let us know what you thought about Marvelous's poem, or any or any other subject that we talked about today.
I got a gang of them that I've written.
But the lines are open for those who want to call. So if you want to call. Aside from that, let's I was gonna bring up another.
The poll
Topic that
question.
we were
I
talking
think you
about.
answered the poll question. No, did you answer the polls?
Yeah, for the most part, it stayed the same. 78% said that he would run like a weenie, but yeah, it didn't move. That's out of 214 votes, almost an hour, 216. There's a strong he would run. So let's put an end to that.
Appreciate you, Lisa Duran
Definitely.
Corrillo.
But aside from that, well, for
the
the most
number up?
part, yeah, the number's up.
All right.
Numbers up, and
Yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, you guys could call in and give your opinion on whatever you feel, on the situation with Gloria. You guys
Well,
could chime in.
let's inform people about what's going on also about with the government as far as citizenship.
Go for it.
The Trump is pushing for a new a policy where if you became a citizen, that now you are in a very vulnerable place because they changed the policy where they're gonna change it where if you get caught with a one DUI,
Yeah.
that's an automatic revoke of your citizenship
Yeah.
and automatic deportation. Caller, your name and where you calling from tonight?
What up? It's Tommy.
What's up,
Hey, what's
Tommy?
up, Tom?
What's up, Julio?
What's up, man? Will you have any input on tonight's show or what?
Shout out to Green Eyes.
I'm listening to you talk about relationships and stuff like that, and I trip out. I might be a little confused of what you're saying about the emotion. You said earlier that guys shouldn't be showing emotion. Did I hear that wrong?
No, well, I mean, so emotional, like not being able to control themselves. Like say for instance, I'm gonna give you an example. You're out with your girl. You guys go to the mall, and you have a pretty girlfriend. There's gonna be guys looking at her. Like, of course she's an attractive woman, and you can't be acting out in some sort of way like, hey, what the hell are you looking at or whatever. Hey, you're with an attractive girl. You should take it as a compliment. Now there comes a point where it gets disrespectful. And if he tries to holler at her, or maybe she's dressed more provocatively, then that's when you get in your emotions, and you got to learn to control yourself, but also project dominance. If you get me.
Well, no, I agree with that. I mean, if you're with your lady, you should take it as a compliment that people. It's a fine line between looking, disrespecting, gawking, even stepping up. I mean, if they see you but some fools just like to test that.
Yeah.
Some people, some guys get they feel like it's a challenge to try and take somebody else's lady.
True.
There's been times in my life when that's how I was. I mean, I've been through a lot of different evolutions of to get where I've become. But yeah. As long as you can control that shit, that's pretty cool. The other thing I was going to say, Norbies. that's I still got to meet your ass, Norbies. We're gonna go out to lunch, me, you, and Danny.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Maybe tomorrow or something. But the fools, the whole Trump thing about getting the being born in America, and all of a sudden having that citizenship. That thing's a trip. And people voting on that thing, and I don't think it goes back to the whole Trump thing. And you guys all know that I can't stand that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But it goes back to that whole, be careful who you vote for.
Yeah.
That thing, and I don't know if you've seen what Elon Musk has been saying lately. He says that if this big beautiful bill passes, he's going to start a whole new party. He's going to start a whole new party that's going to be coming up. It's not going to just be Republicans and Democrats. It's a trip. And I don't know why people are tripping out on your name. They don't know your real name, Marvelous.
That's a troll right there. That's one of the trolls that Blue Dildo's little boyfriend. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, I don't want to hold you up too much.
Hey, real quick, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question since you're a senior citizen now.
Hey.
Okay.
What do you think about relationships in your generation compared to the relationships that you see today?
Okay, first of all, stop tripping out on my generation shit, fool. You're not that much younger than me.
You're from the Ice-T generation.
I don't know. I mean, I think that the most important thing about relationships, wherever you are, is that you evolve and you learn from what happens. You see how you shouldn't be. And like how you were saying earlier with this whole machismo attitude that fools get, and they think that it's a good idea to tie their old ladies down and not allow them to do this and not allow them to do that, and kind of like, holding them back from being the woman that they should be.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's very complicated. You can't black and white this kind of thing.
Yeah.
You want to be able to evolve with your lady,
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of times, people come from relationships that are either broken families, the mom and dad aren't together anymore, so they don't really know how to be a man because the man's not there.
Yeah.
Or the relationship has been stuck together because they had nothing else to do. They couldn't do anything else. So they've been married for, my parents have been married for 40, 50 years. Yeah, but they were stuck. Mom didn't have a job. She didn't know what the hell to do. Back in the old school days, divorce, you couldn't get divorced.
Yeah.
The man could roll out on the man could leave his wife and not have to worry about anything because she was on her own.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, that happened a lot.
Yeah.
I think that the most important thing for anybody in any situation, you'll always hear me say this, is to learn and to be honest with yourself and understand what's really going to mean and make yourself a better person.
Definitely.
Don't do harm to anybody. Make your life and your people's life better. And I think that's what's going to make everything better.
All right. Thanks for your call, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Yeah, man.
you.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right.
Shout out to Snoopy.
Oh, Snoopy's in the chat.
Glad to see you back.
Yes,
we
yes,
missed
Snoop.
you. We missed you on the last one.
We
Shout out,
missed you, homie.
Shout out to El Boo Boo, 94M.
What's
Caller,
up,
your
94M?
name and where are you calling from tonight?
The brother Stockton.
Hey, what
Hey,
up, man?
Stockton in the house. What's up,
That's
bro?
right.
What's up, family? What's up, family, man? It's good to be on. Hey, I got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with all due respect, brother. So you know how like the young lady from the vice mayor lady, she called out the respected neighborhoods and she like encouraged them to intervene on the ICE raids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with her like on like to an extent though, because like I got people from Mexico in my family, my pops, like I'm not gonna let like no one try to snatch up my pops, but I got a mature, respectful question, Marvelous and Norb,
Yes.
Yeah.
because like Marvelous, like you're from out east, brother, so like you understand like the whole you feel me, So like do you believe it's possible that at some point, because the way she spoke, like she didn't just like encourage people, she mentioned like neighborhood names,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, do you think it's possible? And this is a mature question, like from a grown man. Like, do you
Right.
think it's possible that the people that are in other leaderships, like, and I'm not talking like in politics, but in other politics, you think they could like ask her to hand over some kind of like some kind of cash for the way she talks, brother? Or because it sounds like she's trying to like speak for them as if she knows what's best for them,
You know what? And that's a good question that you brought up, bro. Anybody that speaks up on essentially a neighborhood, and if that neighborhood is associated with a certain faction, eventually they're gonna have to answer those to that faction. So her speaking up, especially being a woman, I feel, and I'm maybe I'm wrong, homie, but she sounds like she was from a barrio.
She does.
She sounds like, and if she wasn't, she kicked it with the neighborhoods, and she
Yeah.
knows the homies,
Yeah.
and she's seen some homies
Yeah.
do some stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like
she sounds like she sounds like she comes from that kind of background too.
yeah, and especially to mention those two certain barrios, big neighborhoods, respected neighborhoods at that. It doesn't become a thing of just a neighborhood at that point, because one neighborhood can't just jump. You know what I mean? It would have to be like the majority of the neighborhoods be like, hey, you know what? This is our neighborhood. This is White Fence. This is Maravilla. This is, and even for the barrios up north, this is Stockton. This is Soledad. This is whatever, Madera, whatever,
Yeah.
Bulldogs. It could be anything, any hood. If you're claiming that to be your hood and you're being called out like that, man, you really got to make a decision. Like, are you going to stand for your people, or you're just going to represent your so-called homies? And I say that
Yeah.
because when you get into a barrio, there's homies that, of course, you call everybody your homie. But there's some homies that are tecatos. There's some homies that end up ratting. There's some homies that just don't do, any of that gangbanging. They're just for show. They're claiming the fame. And then there's the real bangers, So you gotta be really careful on what you're saying. And then like I mentioned earlier, a person in the comment section has said, oh, like the cholos never worried about the paisas or nothing like that. Well, then you probably haven't been from a big enough hood that had homies that didn't have their papers. Because I have homies that didn't have their papers.
Yeah.
Whatever. And regardless of that, the way I was raised by my grandfather, an older generation, born in 1918, who pushed all these old ideologies on me about our people, and it being not just, it's not a gang, it's an actual barrio, it's a tribe. This is your unit. You're in combat. You're in combat with the next person's son, you know, that's gonna try to overtake your area or whatever. And I don't mean by our own race. I mean by you know, the güeros or Asians or anybody. Look at the stores. Who owns all the stores? Who's selling you all that candy in the stores, or soda or Bisto, or who owns all the gas stations? It ain't our people. You know, it's nothing's owned by us. And this is what I mean by your barrio. It's our people are the smaller people selling the elotes or the paletas or juggling while before the light turns green. Yeah. You know, trying to earn that feria or you know, kicking it at Home Depot, trying to, you know, get jale, you know, try to get a job for the day to go to buy their kids something for Christmas or their birthday or what, or send money back home. Like these are our people that are the underdogs. You know what I mean? But they're still our people. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a cholo or none of that matters. You being from a gang, this is your bloodline. This is your ethnicity. This is your cultura. You have somebody has to say something. Yeah. And if you, homie, like, and everybody's waiting for the next man. Well, if they do it, then I'll go do it. Then I'll like, chale, homie. Like if it's in your cora, go for it, bro. My bad.
Yeah, it's because like the reason why I asked, man, is because like what she was demanding was something a little so was something big. So I just believe and I don't want to sound like I know it all, like I know the whole get down, brother, but like when it comes to that, like don't you think that the people that the people that are the higher ups make those like decisions?
Yeah, but then it comes to the thing about a majority of and not to get into politics or nothing like that, but the majority of homies that are, you know what I mean, have influence, they're doing all day. They're not out here like that. They're not out here in the street. You know what I mean? And they have their own problems. People that are in prison, they got their own problems. They got to worry about, you know, having money in their books. They got to worry about their wind being taken. They got to worry about the politics in there. They got to worry about their personal families, you know. And the people out here, the gangsters out here, or the gang members out here, or the people that want to be from gangs out here, they don't have all those worries yet. They're not in there yet. You know, you worry about that when you get in there. Or you worry about if you're gonna be somebody, or I mean, you want to be, you have your name known. I'm saying, like, yeah, you worry about the steps that you take out here, but the majority of the youngsters are you know, or anybody that doesn't even know about none of that stuff, they're paying attention to everything that's going on out here, and they're looking for leadership out here. And what I'm saying is, there's not enough leadership out here. Out here. Yeah. You know, everybody's like running around for themselves. Everybody's trying to make money for themselves, not communicating with each other, you know, not sharing ideas with each other, and just out for themselves to be rich. Yeah. But nobody wants to be wealthy. You know, nobody wants to share like, hey, homie, they're going to pass that new law. It's going to affect you. This injunction is going to hit your neighborhood, or ICE is over here in your barrio, or, hey, look at homie, they're going to make more projects right here, or they're turning that motel into low income spot. Like nobody knows, like, look at all these stores that are closing. Why are they closing? You know what I mean? Yeah. You know why? It's just like nobody's paying attention to what they should be paying attention to. And everybody wants to be something that they're not going to end up being. You know, they want to be this big old gang member and carry this big old persona of, this is who I am, and I'm going out here. And they're not going to be that person. Eventually, they're going to meet a hyena. They're going to want to settle down, and they're going to want to do good with her, or vice versa, or whatever. They're not. Nobody's
sir.
like, hey, I want to do life all day and I want to struggle for to get some hyena to put money in my books or send me some nudes or get a conjugal visit.
Yeah.
Charles, the homies that are even busted in there doing all day, they wish they were out here with their hyenas. They wish they knew what their hyena was doing. They wish they could
Thank
see.
you, brother.
Yeah.
Let's let more people call. But
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you,
yeah.
brother. God
Hey,
bless you.
gracias.
God bless
Thank you, man.
guys.
Gracias.
I appreciate
Appreciate you,
bro.
homie.
All right.
But you know, like they
Yeah.
want to be with their kids, man.
Yeah.
They want to be with their lady, their moms, their family members are
Yeah.
passing away.
No, you're right.
You know?
All right, listen. Caller, your name, where are you calling from?
David,
David,
Big
what's
Bad,
good?
Santa Barbara.
How you doing? How you doing, David? If you could turn your monitor down a little bit, bro, because you're echoing. My bad.
Is that better?
Yeah, yes, sir. Go ahead and questions, or you could give an opinion, comment, whatever you want, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to say what's up to you, Marlis. Keep doing what you're doing. And Norby's is a good friend, you know?
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
your guys' production's going to continue to shine.
Thank you, man.
But
appreciate it.
besides that, yeah, it's about relationships, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Has to do with social media,
right.
especially Instagram, you know? What drives me crazy, and I have to check my emotions because, you know, I really don't like going on it. I check my girlfriends, and, you know, you find if you're not private, you find new followers that are following her. Could be, you know, guys and girls as well, but mainly guys. And whether they don't follow back, you're just thinking in the back of your head, you know, they're constantly watching her and maybe DMing her. These are questions, you know, you don't ask, but you're constantly thinking about it. Puts you in a bad mood, you know, because you're worried about someone else stealing your chick or maybe, you know, outshining you.
Yeah,
Mm.
So, you know, that's kind of what I had in mind, and, you know, can also create issues. And, you know, because when other guys comment on, you know, your girl's post, and this is the problem I had with my ex-girlfriend, to be honest, you know? You know, and it had nothing to do with Instagram, but, you know, those were the fights that led up to it, you know, whether they put a happy face or a heart or a fire, you know, it's just constantly something that bugs you. And sometimes it's either best you ignore it or don't feed yourself into it. But it's very hard to trust people when they're on social media.
Yeah.
I feel just all the way around it. I understand we're living in a new century.
Yeah.
So it's something that people actually have as an addiction, you know, to escape their everyday life, you know?
Yeah.
Because what you see is really not is not really what it is.
Yeah. Do you mind if I
When it
ask you a
comes to-
question?
Yeah.
Looking back at that last relationship, do you believe you would have done something differently, or you would have done the same thing?
I probably would have done the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I have a question too, bro. If you don't mind answering,
Yeah.
what do you think is a solution for anybody with social media? Like, say you're in a relationship, you're with say, I don't know if you have a girl or not, but say you do have a girl, and she has her social media, you got yours. She may have a bigger following than you. Is it disrespectful for her not to post you up? Or do you even think that being in the relationship now, maybe you should combine your social medias and have one because it would be more respectful?
Yeah.
Or is it even disrespectful
Yeah.
to say that? Or go for it, bro.
No, exactly. That was hard questions because, you know, my cousin, he's married, but him and his wife share an account, you know, Facebook. But, you know, if you're in a private relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, whether it's serious or non-serious, I always think it's better to have a private Instagram account. That way, you know, nobody could just go on your page and see what you're posting or your outfits or whatever it is. That's my opinion,
Right,
you know?
right.
And like I said, because if it's not private and you got a bunch of just weird guys following it, I mean, you might as well just be a model then, you know,
Yeah.
and have your Instagram open as that if that's what or maybe they have it for other girls, you know,
Yeah.
The reason for other girls to see it, you know, even though they're not following them is why they have it. Only girls know why, you know, because guys, it's a little bit different, I think,
Mm.
you know, and when you go down their following list and you see these random guys and whether you tell them to block it or, you shouldn't have to be a security guard on Instagram,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, why is this guy liking your photo or, and I think, Instagram knows what it's doing too. It's not a conspiracy,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
but you can see everyone's likes and follows and I don't know, it's a different time we live in. And I think cheating is a lot easier done through social media than anything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for your input, bro. I appreciate you calling, and we send our respects to you.
Definitely,
and
man.
thank you, man. And I hope
right,
whatever
well-
whatever's going on in your life, homie. I hope that you're blessed, bro.
Definitely.
for sure. God
Thank you,
bless as well.
Hey, you
Thank
too.
you guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think a big thing. Is there another call?
Not yet.
All right. I think that a big thing, bro, is when do you come to the realization of or thought process of being an influencer? When does it become not being an influencer, or what is the correct definition of being an influencer
I mean,
and being disrespectful?
yeah.
Because there's a lot of women that work out, bro.
Yeah.
They're natural.
Yeah.
Maybe they've gained a little bit of weight and they want to go work out and they lose that weight. They do what it takes.
Yeah.
But then you get other women. Go ahead and take the call and remind me what I said after. Go ahead.
That was good.
Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Oh shit! I finally got in.
Hey,
What's up? What's up?
Congratulations.
I just want to say what's up. I don't know. I just really turn on the YouTube. I just want to chime in and you guys, just say hi. El misterioso Norby finally fixes su conexión.
I know, huh? He has foil in his chonies
We
to get a better signal.
Yeah, we definitely worked on it.
I'm gonna keep watching the show. Buenas noches ahí, all right?
I appreciate you, homie. Thank you. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Buenas noches.
Hey, so I wanted to say, when does it become a thing of, okay, say for instance, I was saying these natural women, right? They go work out or
Yeah.
whatever,
Uh-huh.
but then there's the women that go get surgery.
Yeah.
They go get surgery, and that makes them thin.
Yeah.
And then they go buy a workout outfit, and they take all these pictures or make all these videos, and then they become an influencer and they're a fitness coach already.
Yeah.
Like, how does that?
I don't know, man, but don't put me on the spot like that, Marvelous,
Why?
because I'm an influencer.
Get out, an influencer. You're a promoter of Taco Bell. What are you talking about? You need to be an
Hey.
influencer. That's what you need to do.
I need Taco Bell to sponsor me at this point already. But no, I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, I understand certain women, they want to get things done, but, there's excessive things that sometimes, like those BBL things.
Look at most of the influencers, right? Look at the
Yeah.
most influencers.
Yeah.
The majority of them, real shit. This is fact.
Yeah.
The majority of them have had surgery,
Yeah.
and then they become an influencer or a fitness coach.
Yeah.
But what do they really know about health?
Not
You
much.
know?
Not much.
They didn't work out for that
They,
body.
they sell teas. They sell
know?
teas and then.
And shout out to all the ones that really put in the work in the gym, or go out walking or running or whatever you're doing. You created a diet for yourself. You overcame what you thought was impossible. Shout out to you and respects to you because you really worked for it. It's like
Well, I mean, shout out to High Profile Fitness. I mean, he does the actual work,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if he's an influencer, but I do see that
the one from Flores, right?
Yes. He's
That's
a-
another one Blue Dildo has a crush on.
Yeah.
He's always looking at his workout videos.
But at his age, looking like that, when I was his age a long time ago, I wish I would have looked like that.
And you're in his age a long time. You're younger than me. Ooh, you gotta be like 40 years old. I'm gonna get your ID, man, tonight probably.
I call him a youngin.
Yeah, shout out to him. He gives good advice, and he looks pretty fit. That's dope, man.
Yeah, and that's for the most part. I think we lost that part where having to work out. We lost that because for one, we don't see as many fights as before. Back then, you would see a lot of fights. I mean, in middle school you will fight, in high school you will fight.
Yeah.
So you kind of already had to be somewhat fit. Otherwise, you're gonna get your ass kicked. But like these days, you don't really see too much of it anymore. So I don't see too many young people even practicing
Right.
or training for the most part.
Right. Do we got any other callers? That was it.
That was it for now.
All
I
right.
mean,
you
the
could read
lines are
another.
open.
You could read another comment if you want.
All right, let's check it out. Let's
Shout
check
out to all you guys in the chat. Red Cat, see you. Milo, what about the one? Oh, and what did you say? Damn, I can't even see that. Let me
it
see.
says you said haircut.
One fool on IG that got a tummy tuck. Dang, I don't
Caller,
even
your
know.
name and where you calling from?
What's up, Marvelous Norby? It's Lattice from West Texas.
Lattice. Hey, what's up, Lattice? We gave you a shout out earlier,
Yeah.
homie. My respects to you. I just want to give a shout out real quick. Southtown SD. Saludos, homie.
That's right.
I see you, carnal. Hey, but yeah, what's going on, Lattice? How you
Wait,
been?
wait.
What?
Before he starts, Lattice. How many?
Yeah, what's up?
How many labubus you got?
How many what?
Labubus.
Labubu, what's that?
Ah, never mind. Forget
You
it.
didn't fall for it, Norbies.
Dang.
Quit it.
Never mind.
They're these little weirdo dolls, bro,
Nah, you know
that
what it
everybody's
is.
into.
There's no way he doesn't know.
He
what
might
it
not know what it is.
Oh no, man, I haven't caught up with the Cali food.
is. Ah.
Hey, but what are your thoughts on tonight's episode, bro? Or you have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a number. Well, there was something y'all were mentioning about the vice mayor of how do you say that place out there?
Cudahy. Cudahy.
Right.
Okay. Well, I don't know if y'all noticed, but did y'all notice like when she was speaking that like she was clearly drunk?
I think
She seemed kind of like,
Well,
you know what I mean?
you
Buzzing
know-
on.
you
She
know
might
what?
take a shot on.
I gotta believe that's the reason why her hood part came out.
Hmm.
That's why she started.
Yeah.
That's why she sounded like that. She was.
And I'm calling out all the barrios in Florencia.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Where you at?
You know what that reminded me of? Like you know when you be at like a kickback,
Yeah.
and there'd be somebody's old aunt, old tia sitting
Yeah.
there, and she's like one Modelo away from either going home with 4 young dudes. or
Dang,
gangbang,
what the?
Yeah.
Hey man, I
Or
seen
passing
some
out at
body
home,
shots, man.
you know?
It ain't bad. I seen some body shots of her. It ain't bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, one thing you notice is she's got in common with people like Maxine Waters and a number of other politicians who are always really big on calling out other people to go do their dirty work because Democrats love that shit. They love to call out other people to do their dirty work.
I hate
If you
Democrats.
notice one thing about people like Cynthia and Maxine Waters and AOC and all these politicians out there who talk real big behind a mic is after they're done talking, they go home. They go home to their rich mansions. They go home to their gated communities.
Facts.
Meanwhile, if you're out there pulling that shit that they're talking about doing in the streets,
Yeah.
when you get caught and your ass is sitting in jail, do you think they come out and bail you out? Are they there for you at all, or did they just got you out there doing their dirty work?
I mean, for me personally, if I saw 3 men tackle down a tamale lady, I wouldn't care who's gonna bail me out. I'm gonna kick one of those guys' head, and I'm gonna try to get another one off because you don't need 3 guys to get on top of a old
Norbies,
lady.
you're gonna be out of breath by the time you get there. You're gonna be gasping for air and be like, "Wait, hold up, guys. Wait, I'm almost there."
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the tamale lady and the other, some of the things that they talk about families and children. I'm sure that's very rare because for the most part, and this is just my opinion and from what I'm seeing out there, I think ICE is doing the job that they were put in place to do. A lot of people don't like it because it hits close to home, but keep in mind that ICE is not only deporting people's abuelitas and people's Tío Juan that came from, hitting a fucking box of lettuce and to get snuck into the United States. They're taking out some really bad motherfuckers from Haiti, from Chinese nationals, for instance. They're taking out Iranian spies. They're taking out people from all over the world who are coming here with not so good intentions. So I kind of look at the bigger picture, and yeah, you got a right to have your opinion if you see your people in your own community getting treated a certain way. But there's a lot more going on behind the ICE agenda than just taking out Mexicans and brown people.
For the most part, you're right because we mostly just focus on our own community. But the thing that worries me the most is that they're stopping us meaning actual citizens that we were born here. And that's the one part that really gets to me because you and me, Lattice, if you were here, you could potentially be stopped by them and not even have a chance to show your ID, and then they'll just put you in a detention center.
Well, and the reason they're doing this and they're saying that this is going to be the most numerous mass immigration deportation operation in U.S. history. Keep in mind that the reason that they're having to do this is because Biden let in the largest number of migrants into the country. And like I said, it's not just Mexicans, it's people from all over the world.
Well,
So now Trump's having
yeah.
to clean up the shit that Biden did. And unfortunately, there's a lot of good people getting swept up in the bullshit.
Well, Lattice, let me throw these numbers at you and tell me what you think. Because I do
Okay.
believe this might be one reason why they're doing this, especially towards our community. I think the numbers came out for 2024 as far as babies that came out that were born here in the U.S. And according to that those numbers, our people popped out almost 2 million babies last year.
Yeah.
The white people only popped out minus 400,000, meaning that they didn't have the babies they would normally have, meaning that their population is going to dramatically fall in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And
Well, we produce at a higher rate.
And I feel that they need to do this. Like, again, when they did Operation Wetback and when they did, there's another one.
Hey, watch your mouth.
That I forget the name, but these things, they didn't care if we were U.S. citizens. They still grabbed us, put us in the train, and sent us back to Mexico.
They didn't grab you, Norbies. You didn't get grabbed. Hey, Lattice, I appreciate your call, bro. Thank you for calling, homie. We send our respects.
That was me in the pictures,
Norbies
man.
will call you and flirt with you later. This guy, he's gonna bring up all kinds of subjects too. Appreciate you, bro.
That's cool. Well, hey, thanks for taking my call, y'all, and a good show. And hey, I really enjoy the oldie shows y'all been doing.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Lattice.
Yeah. All right. Talk to y'all later.
All right.
Man. I'm telling you, bro, that was me in
Don't
the pictures.
start talking numbers, man.
That was me in the pictures back then.
Throwing percentages out there.
That was me in those old pictures when they were grabbing food. I was in one of those cages.
Yeah,
where they
right.
sent
You
me
need to
on
be
the
in a
train.
cage.
Hey, no Diddy.
All right. You're stupid. You're dumb.
All right, we were gonna say one of these comments, right?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Let's see if we can do it before a call comes through. No, never mind. Okay, this is interesting. Caller, your name and where you're calling from tonight?
So my name is Jordan. I'm calling from San Diego.
SD.
Nice to
in the
meet you,
house.
San Diego in the house.
Good to hear you, man.
What's going on, bro?
Just how you guys doing tonight?
Good, good. What do you
Good.
think? What do you think about the topics tonight? You got any input for us? Comments, opinions?
Thoughts.
Oh, I just popped in on the live feed. I don't know what you guys were talking about.
Oh,
Well,
sure.
I mean, relationships, social media, its effects on relationships, and that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay. Nah, I got just a little random question for Marvelous.
Go for it.
I noticed in your tattoo studio you have like a little collection of the NECA Puppet Master figures.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Which ones do you have?
The one that I have like a majority of them, bro. The ones that I'm missing is the 6-shooter and the leech girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one comes with like the little case. That one's like a little more expensive compared to the other ones.
Yeah, they have them at the I just seen them. I was at the Cerritos Mall the other day, and they have them right there at that they have like a hobby shop where they sell little remote control cars. If anybody's out there in the no wait, is that Santa Anita? No, not the Cerritos. It's Santa Anita Mall. The Santa Anita Mall. They have upstairs. They have a collectible spot, and they have bad. Everybody's asking me where I got my little fast remote control car.
Yeah. They do.
That little remote control car I got
Where
right
was
there.
it there?
That's fast, homie. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't know what. Oh, you're in San Diego, huh? But if you're ever over here in the area, bro, it's Santa Anita Mall.
They have their own sections of just that.
Yeah, and they have
little
they
homies.
have all the little the collectibles of what do you call it? They have like ET. They have
yeah.
just like all of them, but they had those right
Yeah,
there, and I was
yeah.
tripping out like Puppet Master. That's old school. Like
That's a
a
trip.
lot of
'cause
people don't know about Puppet Master.
They have a section just for homies. I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, I seen those.
I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nah, you'd be surprised that Puppet Master has definitely become like has a big time following at this point.
Yeah.
You know, total cult classic. There's so goddamn many of them too. It's kind of hard to keep up.
Yeah. They were bad. You watch old school movies, bro?
Always.
You remember a movie called The Gate?
Oh yeah, with the little kid and his homeboy who's like a little metalhead.
Yeah, and they find that gate in their backyard, and they had those little dolls. I always wanted to find one of those little demon foods too.
I know they sell them. At least some like indie company sells those, but
Yeah,
you gotta really like hunt for those online. And if they're out there, they're a little pricey.
yeah. Crazy, man.
Again, yeah. One last question for you. Which one was your favorite puppet out of the series?
I always liked that the drill sergeant, and the one that was my favorite though is the muscle dude. That's like the one that strangles the vato. Like
Wait,
I
which
forgot
one?
his name.
Wait, which one are
He's
you
the
guys
muscle.
talking
He's
about
the
again?
muscle guy. The
Wait, which line are you guys talking about?
it's,
Pinhead.
oh, what's his name? Pinhead.
Yeah.
Okay, Pinhead from Puppet Master. I don't know if you could Google a picture and put it up. But yeah, they got yeah, that dude was bad though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hey, but that
right, cool.
yeah, bro, I appreciate your call, man. My respects to you. Shout out to San Diego.
Definitely. Thank you, man.
You
Appreciate
have a good night, bro.
Likewise, you too.
All right,
Thank
man. That was real random. That was a real random question.
I like that random though. No, I like the randomness. Caller, your name and where you calling from tonight?
Jay, South Texas.
Jay's from
Jay from South Texas.
He says Texas. He didn't say
Texas.
Texas. He usually says Texas, but now he says, all right.
Texas.
Somebody's
Hey, what's up, Jay? How you
what's
doing,
up,
man?
Jay?
Don't tell me you lost the call, Norbies.
No
That's the
way.
first one of the night.
That's the first one of the night, Jay. Jay. Hopefully he picks up. Jay, that you, Jay?
Dropping calls, Vato.
My bad. You're the first one, Jay. My bad, homie.
Yeah, no, it's all good, Vato. Now, what's up, fellas? Well, I want to say buenas noches, and I'm going to piggyback off of Ladis' phone call there.
All right.
Shout out, Ladis. I fuck with you, Ladis. But I can't let you muddy the waters for us, bro. Because look, what's the difference between the vice mayor's comment and Trump telling the Proud Boys to stand by?
Oh, okay.
What's the difference between the vice mayor's comment and Trump calling white nationalist tiki burners fine people?
That's a good counter.
Yeah.
That's a good counter. But we see I see Ladis in the live chat putting a big difference. He already responded to you.
No, it's actually not.
It's not,
No,
because
it's just
they're essentially their own gang. He's calling out literally like they're a gang, and especially when they're supposedly doing things legally, and they're armed and they have bulletproof vests and they got these paintball guns and stuff like that. They feel they have authority over. That's the worst thing. Imagine you giving the gang member and saying, "Here, you know what? We're gonna call all gang members to go to war. Here's a strap," and they've done it. They promoted joining the military in amongst gangsters or gang members, and especially in juvenile hall. You know, if you don't take this deal and join the military, we're gonna give you this much time in camp or YA or whatever. They used to do that back in the day. You know, they still do it today. So what's the difference between them and a supposedly person from a neighborhood?
I could see Ladis is writing the rebuttal right now.
Hey, but go ahead, Jay. My bad, homie.
No. You're 100% correct, Marvelous. And then, when are we gonna be done with the goalpost moving, bro? Like Trump's in office, but yeah, we're still bringing up the previous president. Now, see, we could do that. Now we could do this all day, right? Because Ladis said, well, yeah, but why is this mass deportation going on? Because Biden let all these people come in. But then we can say, well, why did those people come in? Because the United States fucked up their countries.
Hey, we're very good at that.
See what I'm saying? And we get nowhere. At that point, another point that Ladis brought, and I believe this is just, it boils down to the lens that you view shit through. If you view it through an American lens, right? Then you're gonna side with whatever you're gonna side. And if you view it through the Raza lens, then you're gonna side with the vice mayor and the protests that are going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we can't we can't let people muddy the waters, bro, because that it's going one step forward and then 2 steps back.
Facts.
Again, like I said, Lattice, you're entitled to your opinion, bro. I'll fuck with you. But you mentioning, well, it's not just Mexicans, it's also Haitians. But are you reaching out to Haitian communities and telling them that, hey, you know what, guys? It's not just you guys. It's Mexicans also.
This is just like a game
You
of.
know what I mean?
It's like all these games we played as kids, bro. We're playing literally the game of life. We're playing the game of Monopoly. The same thing. Look at your money. It's all colored. And right now we're playing the game of Chutes and Ladders, where we think we're going to the top, but here comes another slide down to the bottom.
They keep fucking.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'll leave you guys with this. The reason that I believe, to answer Lattice's question there about, well, again, it's not just Mexicans, it's other people. But the reason that we feel the way that we do, well, me being a Mexicano speaking for other Mexican people, right? When Trump came into office the first time, he singled us out by saying when Mexico sends their people, they're not sending their best. He didn't say other countries. He specifically said Mexico.
Oh yeah.
So he singled us out.
Yeah.
Hey, he's still
You know
mad.
what I mean? But
He's
like I
still
said-
mad.
Yeah, but like I said, we could do this all day long. You know, we can throw the ball to one side, we can throw it to the other side, and we're gonna get nowhere.
Yeah.
But if we stand with our gente, you know, we're gonna stand solid. Yeah, we'll hear y'all's comments, but you know, we're just gonna brush them off because they're not helping us. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate your call, bro. Thank you, man. We send our respects always. Thank you for, always staying right here watching us and stuff like that. We appreciate you, bro.
Definitely, Jay.
Yes, sir. No problem.
All right, thanks, man.
All right. We're going to take one more caller.
Uno más.
Uno más.
Uno más.
So make it a good one.
I mean, that's funny because Jay pretty much called to counter Lattice. So I love that they could do that here.
Do they know
And
each other?
Well, yeah, from either the chat and phone calls.
All right.
So I'm it makes me happy.
Well, it's good to see two different points of views from
Yes.
two different spectrums,
Yeah, exactly.
Go for it.
Caller, you're the last caller of the night. Please say your name and where you're from, if you can.
This is Cuauhtémoc from pinche Tenochtitlan, cabrones.
Hey, that's what's up.
What's up, man?
What's up, King?
Doesn't matter where I'm from.
Go for it. It don't matter, homie. Go for it. The platform's yours right now.
Hey, speaking on the same topic as the mayor from what is it, Cudahy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you know that the FBI were the ones who blew that shit up, and her video had been posted like 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago, and then it blew
Really?
up like about a week ago. Yeah, bro. So
Wow,
she had
I didn't know
deleted
that.
it, and
I didn't
then
know
She
that.
blew it up. It's just the same reason why they're specifically coming to our neighborhoods. Like, when has the city of HP ever been the media of all of the fucking nation?
Yeah.
Right.
The city of HP.
Yeah, I
The
think.
city of HP.
Yeah, I think that you're absolutely right. Like they go to the nearest or surrounding cities where all that stuff went down with Maywood and the mayor last time, and how they were all in cahoots with each other, and the department was corrupt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So why not look for a city that is essentially rebellious, or a so-called minority? And I believe you 100%, bro. I agree with you that these are all strategic things that they're doing to incite barrios or gang members to enforce more laws and restrictions, faster.
Yeah.
Because they're not
It's one
going.
of the cities.
Yeah, there's Mexicanos out there in Palmdale. They're in Lancaster. We're everywhere, but to come
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
to come to the supposed ghetto and do all this stuff, you know what I mean, and cause a ruckus downtown, and I think it's all strategic and it's part of their false flag,
No, it's not just coming to the ghetto or coming to a specific area. where Hispanics, because Hispanics we rule all over California, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You guys already know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what county, no matter what city, but
Mm-hmm.
city council, Hispanic Americans. I'm not going to just say Mexicans because I'm not sure if they're
Yeah.
Central American. I don't want to disrespect nobody, right?
Yeah.
Because times are different already.
Yeah.
I was going to say Hispano, right?
Yeah.
100% Hispano. The city is almost 100% Hispano. Come on. What city is 100% Hispano? You know what I mean? Like, that city is predominantly 100% Hispano.
Mm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Police department. The police department, Cudahy doesn't even have a police department. It was cut off. They're bordering, I believe, Bell Gardens and another city. And if someone can correct me to this, but I think they might be sheriff. But
Probably.
they don't have their own police department.
Yeah, not no more.
But it's such a small city, dude. They're messing this department or this administration is messing with the smallest, most Hispanic city in California, and they want to fuck with California. That's what they're doing.
Definitely.
But we're fighting back. And by the way, look, speaking on that girl should never have brought up the hoods.
Mm.
She should never have brought them up because the neighborhoods, as much as whatever they're dealing with different shit. You know, they do their own thing. They run their own program, right? This stuff is not a part of their propaganda, their daily whatever. You know what I mean?
You know what?
But-
I want to say this, but I think for the most part, why she did that is because, like Marvelous says, a lot of people are looking for leadership, and right now politics isn't being leadership for us. And she realizes that it took her a few drinks for her to like say what she wanted to say, because maybe for her, the pretty much the gangs for her, she sees strength in them. She sees that's the intention for those people is to protect their neighborhoods, because she sees that that the politicians, the police, they're not protecting our people. I think she was that desperate to a point where she is looking for a leadership. It might not have been the best leadership, but she is so worried about her people getting snatched up that she is willing, in a sense, and I might be a little out of line here, make a deal with the devil to protect her people.
But what do you mean the devil?
That's what I'm saying. It might be, but some people might see it that way.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're out of line with that comment,
well, that's
homie.
what I said. I might be
You're
a little out of line saying that.
Who's saying the gangs are the devil or the leaderships or whatever is the devil?
Because a lot of people are
wrong.
Because a lot of people are looking at it that way.
No,
Like
but
she
look at
did,
this
like-
is the thing, bro. What he's talking about is the other kind of politics.
Yeah.
All right, and gangs and they have their own issues and stuff that they deal with. True. Right?
Yeah.
But the majority of people from the barrios and gangs today
Yeah.
aren't associated with those kinds of politics.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah, they fall under the
No.
same regulations and all that and get regulated for shit that they don't do or do
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. You know? But the majority of youngsters are still here for the raza. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just the people that are involved in just certain whatever they're involved in to
Yeah.
make feria. Hey,
Yeah.
that's them.
Yeah.
You know? But the majority of youngsters that are out there are believing in a fight. Not a fight. Literally, I'm gonna go hurt a hura or whatever.
Yeah.
But a fight of being oppressed. You know, they're growing up just like we grew up. They're growing up in poverty, domestic violence, addicted. You know, seeing their tios OD. Whatever it might be. Their moms or dads are incarcerated, or their uncles. Somebody related to them is incarcerated.
Yeah.
They know what a prison letter is.
Definitely.
They know what a huila, they know what a spread is, they know what a burpee is, and these are the things that they know, you know? And they're feeling the same energy that we felt,
Yeah.
our fathers felt, our grandfathers felt, and they feel some type of way about it.
Yeah.
But there's just no leadership out here to guide them and say, hey, you know what? This is what you should educate yourself. This is how you should conduct yourself. This is what you should say to represent yourself.
Yeah.
This is how you know your oppressor, the strategy they're using.
Yeah.
You know your enemy.
Yeah.
Know what they're gonna do. Know the laws that they're passing. Educate yourself on words.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Like, what do you guys think brought her to that point where she felt she needed to call them out? Do you think she was desperate?
Either it was aggravation or it was all set up. It was a plan to do that.
Like, what would push her to like do that?
That's probably what it was. It's either she was pressuring to doing something like that, someone set her up to do something like that, or she was just ignorant as fuck, because those gang members, they're a bunch of gang members that are up to, like, they do their own thing. You know what I mean? These gang members do their thing.
I mean, for the most part, they've always done their own thing. But that's why I say, back in the days when the Chicano movement was happening, like 70% of the Brown Berets were gang members.
The Chicano movement is still happening, homie.
Hey, you got it.
But let me tell you this. Not even that. There's a fucking chapter called Union Barrio, or I've seen this vato, on some of this stuff. And, man, this guy is going hard.
Really?
Union Barrio Union. Look him up. Anyways,
YouTube?
These guys, no, they're on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
And this guy, he goes by Unión del Barrio.
Mm-hmm.
Unión del Barrio. Now, this guy is straight fucking to the roots, grassroots stuff. This is grassroots stuff. Now, like, going back to that girl, to invoke these guys, these cholos that don't have. They have no clue what's going on. Some of these guys don't even know what's going on. Like, they don't care. They're a bunch of Chicano kids that are doing their thing. I get it. And some of them do have the mentality, say, cabrón. Maybe my mother must have been riled up. Like,
yeah, I would hope
my mom and my dad must have been riled up. Maybe they were riled up. Pero para que ella diga, cabrones. Pero she never incited nothing. She just said, this is what she said. This is what I got from it. She goes, you guys are all about your neighborhood. These guys are coming to your neighborhood, rousing up people in your neighborhood. And these are the neighborhoods that you claim to be yours, that you shoot at people, that you fucking tag up the walls. And when another barrio comes in, a harder barrio, this is what she said. A harder barrio, you guys ain't doing nothing about it. So they could have been there being like, hey, what's up? Not even doing nothing, just showing up. That's all they had to do, was just show up. All those cholos could have just showed up, just doing nothing. Imagine them just standing there like a bunch of brown berets. Just standing there.
Yeah.
Just standing there on the front line.
A show of force. A show of force.
A show of force.
Yeah.
A show of force. Just standing there. What's up? We're standing here for our people.
Yeah.
I know. But that's what she said. She goes, we're doing this. She goes, we're doing this. The other gente are doing this. Like the people that are not claiming these streets, like we're tagging them up and fucking claiming and shooting people up or whatever. Just claiming, oh, this is my barrio. This is HP. This, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, just be there. Just be there. She didn't say beat those fools up.
No.
She didn't say that.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
No, she didn't. She didn't say teach them a lesson. No, she didn't say that. She just said, where are you guys at? We're there.
Yeah.
We're there. We're there standing in front of these people. Did you guys hear about that house that got bombed in HP? Because that guy was standing up to those criminals, those kidnappers? She got her house, her front door got bombed.
Really?
And there was did you guys hear about that in HP?
No, I didn't hear about that.
The freaking, the FBI, everybody showed up in Huntington Park. They showed up. They put a bomb to blow up our front door because apparently they didn't fucking open the door as fast as they wanted to. No warrant, blew up the door, threw a fucking a drone in there, and did all this spectacle.
Yeah.
Dog, this administration is trying to make a mockery out of the Hispanic people is what they're doing.
Yeah, they are.
We're very quiet people.
Yes,
but if we would have been, dude, we need to learn from the black people that we need to stand up and riot.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Because you know why? Because when people riot and you disrupt what America is all about, which is commerce and business, then they care. Ah, cabrón, they're fucking with their money. Ah, cabrón, they're messing with our money.
I believe we're technically doing that right now by our people not going out shopping, not buying, not purchasing, not spending money. I mean, it's
it's not that we're not coming out not shopping. It's because they cannot come out.
Yeah, in a way, they shot
These
their own
people-
self, and it's like shooting your own foot.
Hey, caller, thank you for calling, bro. We send our respects your way. Thank you for your opinion, your input on everything. We appreciate you, man.
Definitely,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you for sharing.
Good night, guys.
Nah, man. But yeah, I wouldn't go as far as rioting, but I would definitely. I'm always for protests. And, you know, because it's very inspiring, especially. I mean, you've seen it. You've seen our people out there.
So if I start throwing putazos, you're not gonna go or what?
I'll be right there, right behind you.
You're gonna be on the ground. Shut up.
Be
They've
like-
been roasting you.
I'll be like,
They've been roasting you this whole time on the comment section, homie.
Hey, calls are done.
94
no more
AM
calls.
even said, "Don't talk about fighting." Ese. Híjole. All right, read the super chats, bro. Por favor.
All right, guys, you had your chance. No more
With the
calls. No more calls. Let me remove this because.
Shout out 94M, Brad Pitbull, Ghost, all you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna give the super chats their props and appreciation. Go for it, homie.
Definitely. All right, let's see. We got actually, you know what? I can't see that one too well, but let me pop this open again.
Thank you for those that are subscribers and that are members that are joined to be a member. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Now, before we do start reading these super chats, I do want to tell the chat, ask the chat, please. I see that you're about 300 of you guys in here. We're at 122 likes. If you could take a second to hit the like button and help us out so that this episode goes out to more people. It helps out in the algorithm. Every like that you guys give us helps us grow this channel.
Thank you, Green Eyes. Thank you, Snoop. Appreciate you, homie. Thank you, Lisa.
Alrighty, so we have Victor Aguilar that he sent one Marvelous Minds gift membership. Thank you for gifting a membership.
Thank you.
Whoever got that membership, I hope you gave your thanks to Victor Aguilar.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, homie.
That being said, Victor Aguilar gave another membership out. So thank you, Victor Aguilar, for giving out 2 memberships to our audience, to the chat. So chat, if you received Victor Aguilar's gift, please make sure to give him a thanks. We got Victor Aguilar also that put a super chat. Actually, he 2. He says, "Un saludos a toda la flota." Hey.
Thank you.
He also said another super chat, "Buenas noches y bendiciones a todos." I want to give a big shout out to TC the G, who just became a member.
Thank you, TC. Appreciate you. Respects to you and the family.
That being said, that is all the super chats for tonight.
All right.
And I did see that our likes did go up, so I appreciate everybody that took that second.
Thank you.
Hit that
Pushing
like
that like.
button.
Thank you. Go ahead and
All right.
What's your final thought, Norby's on tonight? What do you think?
My final thoughts, we started off a little hot, responding and just putting out what was happening in this YouTube verse. But I'm glad we got those good topics from the audience. So make sure you put your topics on there when we post on the community post. And I'm glad we talked about relationships. That being said, you said that you wanted to dedicate this one to relationships.
Yeah. We're gonna call it. I don't know what to call it, but something that has to do with that. Communication. Respect and relationships. We could say something like that.
That being said, I'm glad we went into that. We took our calls. You know what? This is what I like about this, bro, because we talk about what's happening in our community, what's happening in social life, what's happening to our people, on the day-to-day also, things that we go through, things that all of us go through. So I'm very happy to know that, the chat has been communicating with each other. There's roasters. There's people that put real shit in there. And, shout out to the moderators also that put in the work tonight. Appreciate all of you. And that being said, let's see. Again, tomorrow is a protest in downtown LA for the no show, no work protest. And let's see, what else am I missing? And that's about it. Thank you guys for coming through. And Marvelous, all yours.
All right. Thank you guys to everybody that tuned in tonight, gave us your time. Appreciate you. Always, we send our respects and our love your way. For those that are members, for those that are just subscribers, and for those that push that like button. But for those that call and participate, drop your comments. We see you in the comment section. So we thank you. We appreciate you. Just tonight's topic, it was all over the place. But for the majority of the time, it was about relationships. And, because a friend of mine is not here with us no more. And for whatever reasons, our prayers go out to her family and her kids. And may they find peace and, comfort in this time, Nobody should go out that way. It sucks for everybody that was involved, but everybody participated in that whole situation. Everybody participated in that whole situation. So before you judge somebody or say something good because they're your friend, look at everybody's perspective. There's context to everything and every situation, scenario that might arise, even yours. And I'm sure you wouldn't want nobody to judge you on decisions that you're making still while you're in this time of growth or learning about stuff or because we never stop learning. You could be my age and I'm still learning. You could be older than me, 50s or 60s, and you're still learning. You're still going through stuff. Like a teenager. And it's because we carry all this stuff in our bags. We carry all this trauma or stuff that we haven't talked about yet, and issues from our past, or we just indulge in all the wrong things, and it makes us a different person. It changes us, and sometimes our partners don't like that, especially if we don't know how to communicate with each other, or we don't have no respect for that other person, or we lost respect, so we start disrespecting them. If you have time, you are in a relationship, get your partner and say, hey, you know what? Can we talk about this? Because you both have feelings, and guys need to be heard too. I know it's usually girls talking about their feelings and, hey, listen to me, and you don't pay attention to me, or you don't even take me out anymore, or we don't do nothing fun. There's things that both partners need and to contribute to the relationship is what I'm saying. You both need to participate. You can't just, let me take you on a date when you first meet somebody and until I make them, they're my girlfriend and now they're mine and I don't have to do nothing no more. No, you have to keep participating in that partnership, that relationship. You have to keep on, showing her you love her. You have to, communicate with her. And a big part of communicating, besides, and even this is for men, is communication is not always talking, homies. She wants to be heard. You don't always have to show her, hey, you know what, I'm right, listen to me, and this is that. Let her speak. Let her vent. She needs somebody to listen to her, and it's better you than a stranger. It's better you than another promiscuous friend. It's better that she gets advice from you or communication from you than somebody else that's not you and that she doesn't care about. Because once she opens that door to somebody, and for guys too, once he opens that door to somebody else, that person's going to come in and they're going to get the keys to that pad. So my respects to all of you holding it down, all you righteous women out there, appreciate you. And your kids are watching. So I'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate you guys.